Yeah. The same dirt diamond under Friday lights, same town showing up every night. Names change, years roll by, but this game never said goodbye. From hand-me-down gloves to brand new dreams, every era left something in these seams. You don't replace what built this ground, you stand on it and play it loud. If this field could talk, it'd tell you all. Every pitch matters in this town. This is Decatur, this is how we play. 9 innings, no shortcuts, earn it every day. Stand up, let it ring, from the bleachers to the wallers. This town plays ball with the Decatur Bean Ballers. Beanball baller, beanball baller.
Welcome into Lloyd Hopkins Field here in Alton, Illinois, just the tip of the Illinois-Missouri border. It's a hot one today between the Alton River Dragons and your Decatur Bean Ballers. Daniel Herzog, Truman, Griessel here with you in Alton on the official YouTube channel of the Decatur Bean Ballers. It's 90 degrees, 625, wind blowing slightly right to left. And the Bean Ballers looking for their first win streak officially of the season. Winners in 3 of the last 4, and they visit a team with just 1 win on the season, the Alton River Dragons, looking for something to pick themselves up after a disastrous start to the season thus far.
Yeah, you know, it was a good win last night for the Bean Ballers. They got it done in walk-off style. And, you know, they get a chance here today, finally win 3 games in a row. And, you know, Daniel, it's an old quote from a great boys baseball movie, Major League manager Lou Brown says, "We won a game yesterday." Well, the Bean Ballers did that on Sunday. They won on Tuesday. They win a game today. It's called 2 in a row. That's where the Bean Ballers are at. And if we win again tomorrow, it's called a winning streak. It has happened before, and the Bean Ballers have a chance to start their first winning streak of the year here tonight, and it's the right guy on the mound to do it, Parker Phillips, but I just feel like this team is playing some really good baseball, and they have a chance, again, to come out here on the road, take a road game, and then head home tomorrow and play back-to-back games against your crosstown rival, Springfield.
Yeah, Truman, again, much to your chagrin, I haven't actually seen Major League before.
And
I know
it's a
you're
shame. It's
very
a shame.
disappointed in that, but that's neither here nor there. What is here in Alton at Lloyd Hopkins Field, it's been sort of a disappointing start to the year, to say the least, for the River Dragons. The first week, 0 for 6, all road games, but since then it's been all but 2 games here at Lloyd Hopkins Field, and there's only been 1 win on the season for them. That was Sunday, a 10-9 thriller over the Thrillville Thrillbillies here at Lloyd Hopkins Field. Gabe Arroyo at home plate shaking hands with the Alton manager and the umpires for tonight. Again, as you mentioned, Truman, one of Arroyo's reliable arms, Parker Phillips, on the mound for the Bean Ballers tonight. Just 1 earned run on the season. That was his last time up for Phillips against the Du Bois County Bombers last Friday, but got the win in that one after 5.1 innings. And he's just been masterful on the season so far. Him and Nate Trimble and Manuel Torra have been a reliable trio for Gabe Arroyo. This is his 4th appearance. His last 2 starts have been each over 5 innings, and it's his 3rd start of the year. Not a big strikeout guy, only 10 Ks over 12.1 innings, but he'll get you outs.
Yeah, he does a nice job attacking the zone. He gets the chance to the ball and the bump. Again, they're trying to spread out him, Manuel Toro, and Nate Trimble, trying to keep them even. I'd expect Parker Phillips to be around 70 to 80 pitches, keep him fresh, use him twice this week, but he gets another chance to go. He was really good last time out, battled around some hits in that last pitching outing against the Du Bois County Bombers, gave up 1 run on 6 hits, but he's just a guy who attacks the zone, and he's gets a defense behind him that is a very good defense, second best in the Prospect League. So expect a lot of balls to be put in play from this River Dragons side.
Yeah, again, last night the Bean Ballers, a thriller 3-2 win over the Danville Dans, walking it off in the bottom of the 9th on a single from Jackson Miller. But you mentioned the defense. It was a little uncharacteristic last night. 3 errors for the Bean Ballers, one of them just a pickoff throw to first, but in the field it wasn't exactly flawless. But some new faces for the Bean Ballers, guys shuffling in, guys shuffling out, injuries, other issues, and another new guy tonight after the second baseman, Isaac Flowers, made his debut last night. He gets the start again tonight, and alongside him, the other Beanie Baby, as you call them, Truman, Moises Febriette for the Bean Ballers. He'll get the start at short, giving Carter Rich the day off. We'll give you the lineups against the right-hander Braxton Decker for the Dragons. It's Brandon Abernathy starting the game in center, and then Flowers hitting second. He'll be playing second base. Jackson Snitko hitting third. He'll be at first. We saw him at first and then transition to the mound last night, but he'll be back to first base. O'Neal Felice was the catcher yesterday. He'll man the designated hitter's role tonight and hit cleanup for the Bean Ballers. Caleb Kreider hitting fifth, playing position number 5. He's at third, his usual spot. Then Febriette, the shortstop, making his debut for the Bean Ballers. He'll hit sixth. Misael Maldonado in right field at 7 spot. And then the hero last night, Jackson Miller, had a walk-off single to win it for the Bean Ballers. He's manning the backstop tonight. He'll hit 8th. And then Trevor Geis rounding it out. Geis in left field hitting 9th for the Bean Ballers. Against Braxton Decker, his second start of the year, 4th appearance. 7.1 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts, so does have a relatively high strikeout number, but his last 2 times up after 1.1 innings pitched scoreless on the opening game for the River Dragons against the Quincy Doggy Paddlers, ran into some trouble. First it was May 30th, 1.2 innings pitched, gave up 3 runs against the Jackson Rockabillys down in the Bluegrass State, and then against the Cape Catfish, it was a 13-8 loss. He took the loss in that one, pitched 4 1/3 innings pitched, but ran into some trouble. 7 runs, only 2 of them earned, though, so part of that due to his fielding issues from the rest of his team.
Well, it's a defense that has struggled behind pitchers all season, this Alton River Dragons side, and I mean, they've struggled from the mound, struggled from the plate. They're really just trying to find some rhythm, and at home is honestly where they've played some of their better baseball. They got their win again on Sunday, their first win of the season in walk-off fashion, but they're really just trying to get back to that 2022 form that saw them win the Western Conference title. They just have not been able to return to that form as a franchise, and maybe 2026, it didn't start how they wanted to, but there's the beauty of the Prospect League. It's split into a 2-half season, so even if they're not hot in this first half, they can catch fire and lightning in a bottle in the second half.
And the defense behind Decker being announced, lineups rushing out to the field. We'll give you the Alton lineup as well. Leading off at shortstop, Charlie Berry, and then Jake Otensmeyer in center field. He'll hit second. Ethan Welt will hit third. He'll play first base. Logan Studer, the backstop for the Alton River Dragons, cleaning up tonight. Griffin Kelly, mainly a left-handed pitcher, but he'll be the designated hitter tonight for Alton. And then Cole Hockman, he will play third base and hit 6th. Adam Moser in right field hitting 7th. Ryan Hart hitting 8th and in left field. And then Brandon Gore rounding things out. He'll be the second baseman for the River Dragons. We'll step aside, but it'll be first pitch right after this here at Lloyd Hopkins Field between the Decatur Bean Ballers and the Alton River Dragons. Warm-ups are underway after the national anthem here at Lloyd Hopkins Field. Let's describe the uniforms for those of you listening in at home. The host River Dragons, green hats with their home white and green pinstripe jerseys with big green numbers on the back. Meanwhile, for the Bean Ballers, gray pants, it'll be navy blue socks, but the lime green Soy City uniforms and blue hats with a green panel in the front that has that Bean Ballers Bear logo on it. And for the Bean Ballers, looking again for their first official win streak. They got their first ever consecutive wins so far this season last night after a walk-off win against the Danville Dans, hoping to bring the winning momentum here into Southwest Illinois to face the struggling Alton River Dragons. Now across the field, behind the starting pitcher Braxton Decker, it's Ethan Wielt at first, Brandon Gore at second, Charlie Berry manning shortstop, and Cole Hockman at the hot corner at third. His backstop is Logan Studer, and then in the outfield, Adam Moser, Jake Ottensmeyer, and Ryan Hartz right to left. This is a Bean Ballers team. A few new faces in the lineup, including the arrival of Moises Febriette, a guy who's spent time at Cubs rookie ball. And you also have Isaac Flowers making his second appearance. Misael Maldonado still within his first week with the Bean Ballers. And we're set to be underway. Brandon Abernathy manning center tonight. Matthew Novominski getting the day off for the Bean Ballers. Abernathy up to the plate. He'll be the first hitter to face Braxton Decker.
And Abernathy swung it well as of late, comes in riding a 7-game hitting streak. He's a guy that Gabriel has been able to put at the top of the lineup, and he consistently gets on base and produces and paves the way for this lineup.
Abernathy from the right to face the right-hander Decker. The first pitch, that one cut on, chopped back to the mound. Decker fields, tosses over to Ethan Wielt, and there's out number one. One pitch, one out for Decker here in the top of the first.
Well, and for Decker, he really hugs the third base side of the rubber, and it's a sidearm motion, and he's got a nice two-seamer, and so these right-handed hitters are going to be on time out in front of that pitch. That time, Abernathy let that pitch eat him up inside, and it was off the hands and just a simple dribbler back to Decker.
So now up to the plate, Isaac Flowers, still looking for his first hit with the Bean Ballers, was 0 for 4 in his debut last night. First pitch from Decker runs outside for ball one. Flowers has a golden bat. It's got a black handle with a golden barrel. Got a navy blue leg guard and a hand guard as well, as that next one also runs outside. 2 straight misses. Ball 2. 2-0 now the count to Flowers. Again, it's a sunny, hot day. Temperatures in the 80s still here at 6:38. That next one runs in there for strike one. Dotting the inside corner at the knees is Braxton Decker. 2-1 now the count to Isaac Flowers. Decker kick and deal. The next one runs inside now. 3-1 the count to Flowers.
Not the ideal start for Flowers' Bean Ballers' debut yesterday. Didn't have any hits, made an error in the field, but it's the beauty of baseball. There's always tomorrow.
Flowers digging in. Hitters count 3-1. Still looking for that first hit with the Bean Ballers. Instead takes ball 4, and he reaches base. The first walk with the Bean Ballers. And a runner is now aboard with 1 out here in the top of the first, making way for Jackson Snitko.
And this River Dragons pitching staff, if there's one thing that they do admirably at, it's prevent walks. 6th most amount of walks, so bottom half of the league still, but when most of their pitching statistics are anywhere between 18th and 20th.
So now the best hitter in the Bean Ballers lineup, the leader in batting average. Jackson Snitko hitting a scalding .381 at the plate. Takes ball one low. Snitko also leads the team in RBIs with 12, 4 doubles, 16 hits, all team leads. Flowers goes. The throw down from Studer is not in time, sliding in there headfirst and safely is Isaac Flowers with a stolen base.
Yeah, it was a great jump from Flowers. Timed up Decker. And was able to get in there and put a man in scoring position now. Just like you talked about, Snitko, the best guy in driving in runs in this lineup.
Snitko already 12 RBIs on the season. He drove in the second most RBIs his last season at Chico State in the spring. That one fouled away off to the left, 2-1 now the count to Snitko. Snitko, a Sunshine State native, as was Brendan Abernathy. In fact, the two overlapped for a year at Irvine Valley College back in the spring of 2025. 2-1 now the count. Runner on second, 1 out for the Bean Ballers here in the top of the first. Peeking back now, dealing home. Decker, that one on the outside corner rather, and count now even 2-2 to Snitko. Count 2-2, peeking back at Flowers. Now Flowers goes, that one inside, and Flowers slides headfirst into third base with his second stolen base of the inning. Gabe Arroyo really aggressive on the base paths so far, and a runner just 90 feet away. Bean Ballers hoping to plate the opening run early on here at Lloyd Hopkins Field.
Well, it's just Arroyo giving his base runners a green light, and again, Flowers got a great read. Usually you don't see that with a lefty batter up, but read it perfectly.
Now a runner aboard for the Bean Ballers leading bat. Snitko chops this one over the mound, fielded at short by Barry, who tosses to first for out number 2, but Flowers comes in to score the opening run. And it's the 13th RBI, still leading the team for Jackson Snitko on the year.
Isaac Flowers manufactures that opening run for the Bean Ballers, who get back to their scoring ways in the first inning. But Snitko did his job, even though it wasn't his prettiest swing. He got it over the head of Decker and drove in the opening run.
So now O'Neal Felice up to the plate. A .308 hitter so far this summer. Takes a big cut at the first pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike one. Felice got the start last night behind the plate. Went 1 for 4, but had a pair of strikeouts. Decker deals the 0-1. That one outside and low. Ball 1. Snitko now up to 13 RBIs to lead the team. Right behind him, Felice has 11. Decker, a deep breath. He deals the 1-1. That one cut on and missed. Strike 2, a fastball right on the outside edge. Bean Ballers already up 1-0 early going here at Lloyd Hopkins Field. The 1-2 home to Felice. That one taken for strike 3, and Felice knew it. So the Bean Ballers get a run after a walk and a ground out after a couple of stolen bases. 1-0, we go to the bottom of the first as Parker Phillips takes the mound for the Bean Ballers here at Lloyd Hopkins Field. Bottom of the first here at Lloyd Hopkins Field in Alton, Illinois. Just the tip of the Illinois-Missouri border. Daniel Herzog, Truman, Griessel back with you. The Bean Ballers lead 1-0 after Isaac Flowers walked, stole a pair of bases, and came in on a ground out from Jackson Snitko back in the first. Now, the home half of the first, Charlie Berry leads things off and grounds the first ball he sees. Backhanded play by Febriette in the hole at short. He throws that one away. Backed up by Jackson Miller, the catcher. Febriette ranging over, just tried to throw across his body. It's ruled a base hit. It'll be an infield single for Berry to lead things off.
Yeah, it's a tough play for Febriette to even get there deep in the hole, and then, I mean, he's still running into foul territory, throws across his body. Really no chance to get Berry, but still showing off the glove and the range.
So now up to the plate, Jake Ottensmeyer, a native of Highland, Illinois, takes ball one low from Parker Phyllis. And for Phyllis, it's been an impressive summer so far. 12.1 innings pitched, an ERA of just .73 as the 1-0 is taken for strike one by Ottensmeyer. Phyllis tied for the Prospect League lead in wins with 2. That next one fouled off by Ottensmeyer at the plate. 1 and 2, he's in the hole. The 1-2 home. That one reached at. Flowers fields it. His only play to first, and he makes it for out number 1. A softly hit ground ball by Jake Ottensmeyer, a 4-3 put out, and the Bean Ballers have their first out here in the last of the first inning.
It was a good pitch from Phyllis, outer part of the plate to the lefty Ottensmeyer, gets him to roll over. Tough play for Isaac Flowers because it's lightly hit, and then Charlie Berry kind of gets in the way, and it would have been tough for Flowers to turn back to his right. Fire to Febriette, just takes the easy out at first.
Breaking ball misses the zone for the first pitch to Ethan Wheelt, native of Mount Vernon, Illinois, playing first base tonight for the home River Dragons. Phyllis peeking back at second, now deals home. That one upstairs for ball 2. Charlie Berry on second. He reached on an infield single to Moises Febriette his first time up. Takes ball 3 high, does Wheelt. Now 3-0, the count to him.
Yeah, he's been missing high to start the set bat to Wheelt for Phyllis. He's usually a guy who stays low in the zone. That's why he gets so many ground balls.
The 3-0 home. That one swung at a 3-0 green light. Wheelt fouls it off to the right. 3-1 now the count. A little interesting to see the swing 3-0, especially because that one is a little low and towards the other batter's box. Still probably a strike. This next one popped up along the infield. Flowers calling for it, ranging over and making the catch for out number 2. So an infield pop out for Wheelt, and there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the first.
Having definitely a big smile and a couple chuckles out of the Bean Ballers dugout after last night Flowers dropped an infield pop-up. That one he camped under, and this time he closed his glove with the ball in it.
Now Logan Studer up to the plate, a native of St. Louis nearby. Takes ball 1 up, actually got behind him, had to duck under. The 1-0 home, that one runs way upstairs again, and it'll go to the backstop. So now moving up another 90 feet is Charlie Berry, now just 90 feet away from tying this game. And 2-0 is the count to Studer.
And not sure if Phyllis needs to go to the rosin bag, that his hand is wet from the sweat, but it seems like the ball is just slipping from that right arm. That's why he's missing so many pitches up, not being able to rip down.
Deals home, that one Breaking ball misses outside, 3-0 now the count to Studer. Barry now on third base. I don't blame him. There's a lot of sweat on his hand. It's now a breaking ball, ball 4, and Studer draws the 4-pitch walk.
Did walk 3 guys his last outing against the Bombers. Arguably Phillips' best outing came in his first start at the end of May against the Danville Downs. 5 shutout innings, 5 hits, 5 strikeouts, no walks in that one. But gotta hope that walk doesn't turn into a run. Go right at Griffin Kelly right here.
So now Griffin Kelly, the designated hitter tonight, takes strike 1 from Phyllis. Kelly listed as a left-handed pitcher, but he's grabbing the bat tonight. The 0-1 home, that one breaking ball runs inside, ball 1. The 1-1, that one upstairs, now 2-1 the count to Kelly. That being said, he is not one to shy away from grabbing the bat, as this is his 7th appearance at the plate. The 2-1, that one in there for strike 2. 2s are wild. Runners at the corners. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Phyllis looking in from the stretch. He deals. The 2-2 goes outside. Count goes full.
Don't want to walk the bases loaded if you're Phyllis. Competitive pitch right here to Kelly. Runner should be off from first in Studer.
The full count pitch, Studer goes. That one a breaking ball upstairs, and it's back-to-back walks. Now the bases are loaded for the River Dragons, who trail 1-0 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first.
This really isn't what Parker Phyllis needed to start this outing. A pitching staff of the Bean Ballers that is already thin. Didn't need to be taxed severely in this first inning. Again, he's still just 1 out away, 1 competitive pitch away from getting out of it.
So now Cole Hockman, the third baseman, up to the plate to face Phyllis. That first pitch there in for a strike, a fastball on the outside edge. It's a hot one here at Alton. You saw Parker Phyllis go to the rosin bag in between hitters. 90 degrees and 57% humidity. The 0-1 home, that one grounded right back to Phyllis. It's through for a base hit into center field. Cutting it off is Abernathy. 1 run in. Coming in to score from second is Studer. And the Alton River Dragons take the lead on a 2-run single back up the middle from Cole Hockman.
Well, that's what happens if you're Parker Phyllis. A couple of walks. And Hockman sitting on that fastball heater down the middle. Barrels it. Sends it right back up the middle. 2-run score, and now you're quickly trailing.
So now runners on first and second for the River Dragons, who take the lead. That next one gets away from Miller at the plate. And it goes to the backstop. Runners move up now. Griffin Kelly to third. Cole Hockman to second. It was swung on and missed by Moser. That next one, broken bat, grounded back to the mound. Bat shards go flying. Phyllis picks it up. He throws to first. He throws it away. It gets by Snitko. Both runs come in to score, and sliding into second base is Adam Moser, as the Alton River Dragons have now put up a 4 spot here in the bottom of the first.
That's one of those that things went from bad to worse. Phyllis had to avoid the shrapnel of Moser, and then he struggled to pick the ball up, and then by the time he does, he knows he has to make a quick throw, and he just rushes the throw and spikes it. Snitko not able to pick him up, and it's been a pretty disastrous first inning here for the Bean Ballers.
So now Ryan Hartz, the left fielder, hitting 8th in the lineup, the 8th hitter to come to the plate to face Parker Phyllis in this first inning. First pitch to him runs inside, ball 1. The 1-0, that one also inside, same spot, up and in. 2-0 now the count to Hartz. Just 2 hits so far this inning, but the River Dragons have plated 4. The last 2 came on the throwing error from Parker Phyllis. He deals home the 2-0. That one misses low and away this time. 3-0 now the count.
Saw the road woes for the Bean Ballers, their first 4 road contests, and thought those demons were eliminated Sunday, but so far to start here this first, not been going away.
The 3-0 runs up and in, and it hits Hearts. So now a 3-0 hit by pitch. Runners on first and second for the River Dragons.
Not the characteristic Parker Phyllis we're used to seeing. He's been erratic. Seems very just out of control on the mound, and John Tony's coming out to talk to him, trying to just settle him down. And hey, he's been 1 out away the past 5 batters, and it's gone walk, walk, single, E1, and now a hit by pitch.
4-0 River Dragons, or rather 4-1 River Dragons lead here. Still 2 outs, runners on first and second in the bottom of the first, but this is certainly not the start Gabe Arroyo and John Tony wanted for the Bean Ballers, especially with how limited they have been in the bullpen with arms. Parker Phyllis already needing a mound visit as it disperses infielders back to their positions. John Tony back to the dugout. Jackson Miller walking back behind home plate, but now up to the plate. Brandon Gore. Up bases, rather runners on first and second, and the River Dragons have batted around here in the first inning. Peeking at Moser at second, now dealing home Phyllis. The first pitch low and away, ball 1. The 1-0 home, that one flown out to right field in foul ground, and it's out of play. 1-1 the count to Gore now. One and one now the count to Brandon Gore, the second baseman. Again, the River Dragons have batted around. The 1-1, that one offered at again, and it's flown out of play off to the right again. Phyllis deals home, runner goes, breaking ball, that one inside, up and in, and stealing third is Adam Moser. So now runners at the corners, 2-2, the count to Gore at the plate with still only 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. 4-1 already, the River Dragons lead. Phyllis deals home, that one offered at, lined over the head of Febriette at short, and that's into left field, a base hit. Coming in to score is Moser. Over to second is Hearts. It's an RBI single for Brandon Gore.
And now you see, I mean, that stolen base from Moser was on Parker Phyllis. He just didn't check him. Moser got a great jump. No chance for Jackson Miller to throw him out. And now just too good of a pitch on 2-2 and a good swing from Gore. It just seems like that third out.
Cut on and missed first pitch to Charlie Berry, who singled his first time up, an infield single to Febriette at short. 0-1 now the count to Berry. Phyllis deals the 0-1, that one. Another breaking ball swung over the top of 0-2 now the count. Phyllis hoping to get out of it. The 0-2 home, that one low and away, ball 1. Back to the top of the order already are the River Dragons here in the first. They lead 5-1. It's a hot day. Bean Ballers just hoping to get out of the field. The 1-2 home from Phyllis. That one runs behind, and it actually hits the bat of Charlie Berry. So a break finally goes the Bean Ballers' way. And Hartz, who was well on his way to third base, forced to retreat to second. Still 1-2, the count to Charlie Berry. Phyllis, the 1-2 home runner goes again. That one runs inside. The throw down for Miller hits. It hits the body of Hartz, who is in with the stolen base. Now runners at the corners.
And again, just another stolen base that Phyllis never checks at Hartz over there at second. And he swipes the free 90 feet.
The 2-2, that one misses low and away. Count goes full. Still nobody in the bullpen for the Bean Ballers. Phyllis looking to get through at least one. The full count pitch. Runner goes to second, and it's downstairs. The inning continues, and the bases are now loaded for the River Dragons, who look to add to their 5 spot already here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, not the start at all that we have come to know Parker Phyllis. And, I mean, if he can just get this final out and salvage this inning somehow.
And he cannot. The 6th run to come home. Ryan Hartz trots home after a balk is called on Phyllis. So now 6-1 the River Dragons lead. The first pitch home to Otzenmeyer is taken for ball 1. Otzenmeyer, his first time up earlier this inning, he grounded out to second for out number 1. Now he's up to the plate. Only 2 outs. Only 1 other out has been recorded for the Bean Ballers. And that was a pop out of Ethan Welt, who's on deck. 2-0 home from Phyllis. That one upstairs, ball 3.
Just seems like he's allergic to the strike zone right now. He just can't get anything to go. I mean, the confidence is definitely shaken. I mean, all he's looking for one pitch.
The 3-0 home from Phyllis. That one inside, ball 4. So Otzenmeyer walks. The bases are loaded again. And still only 2 outs now. Still 6-1, the River Dragons lead.
4th walk, 5th free pass. I don't know what's going on with Parker Phyllis, but his doppelganger got on the bus today in Decatur. This ain't the Parker Phyllis we know.
Absolutely not. Again, a Phyllis who had been sharp. 12.1 innings pitched so far coming into today. And had just a 0.73 ERA, a whip of 1.3. But maybe the conditions. It's a hot day here in Alton again. 90 degrees, humidity over 50%.
He's already at 44 pitches. I mean, you're going to be lucky to get out of this inning, much less go 2.
To Ethan Welt, up and in, ball 1. The 1-0 home, that one runs away. Ball 2 to Welt.
He's missed with 8 straight pitches. And at this point, just throw it over the plate, see what happens.
And for Wilt, his last time up, popped out to second, which seemed like ages ago. The Bean Ballers actually still led at that point. The next one cut on and missed, 2-1 the count. The 2-1 home, that one fouled off, 2-2. Now the count to Ethan Wilt. Phyllis still looking to get out of it. Bases loaded, 2-2 count. The 2-2, that one fouled off. Staying alive is Wilt. Bases juiced of River Dragons, who are already lead 6-1. Still bottom 1, 2 outs. The 2-2 home. That one upstairs, ball 3.
I mean, 3-2, you're risking walking a run in. I'm throwing this ball down the middle if I'm Parker Phillips. I'm just seeing if Ethan Wilt.
The full count pitch. That one is lined too short and fighting the sun, catching it, the shortstop Febriette. But a 6-spot put up in the first inning for the Alton River Dragons, who lead 6-1 here at Lloyd Hopkins Field. We go to the second. Bean Ballers 5 down after just the first inning. Second inning set to start between the Alton River Dragons and your Decatur Bean Ballers. You're listening on the official YouTube channel of the Decatur Bean Ballers. We're in a hole. The River Dragons sent 12 hitters to the plate, plated 6 runs and left the bases loaded. 6-1, the Alton lead as Caleb Kreider steps up to the plate, takes ball 1 inside from the starting pitcher Braxton Decker, out for his second inning of work.
Again, this River Dragons pitching staff themselves have really struggled this summer. They own the worst ERA 9.54, so you have to think runs are coming for the Bean Ballers.
The 1-0 home to Kreider. He swings at this one, lines it into the left center field gap, ranging over and making the catch, however, is the left fielder Ryan Hart. Sharp contact from Kreider, but it's out number 1.
One of the best swings we'd seen out of Caleb Kreider this summer. Tattoos this ball, but it just hangs up in the air just enough for Hartz to range over, who's already playing kind of near left center. We got a good break on the ball, fought the sun. Just an unlucky placement by Kreider.
So now it's the debut. Moises Febriette up to the plate for the Bean Ballers. All 6'4" of him. The first pitch to him, he takes just outside for ball 1. The 1-0 home, that one cut on and missed. It actually gets by the catcher Studer, but strike 1 to Febriette. Febriette last season, he spent at Fisher College in Boston. Hit .371 with 4 home runs, 24 RBIs, 39 runs scored, and 24 stolen bases. Getting the start at short, giving Carter Rich the night off for the Bean Ballers. Decker deals the 1-1. That one grounded too short. Softly hit. Barry has it. He comes up throwing, and the ball squirts by Ethan Wielt at first. So on base now is Moises Febriette for the Bean Ballers.
There's that defense that has struggled for Alton. Why they own the second worst fielding percentage in the Prospect League, and that's a play that Barry needs to make, but he just low arms the throw. But now you have a base runner. They're actually going to charge the air also to Wielt. So, I mean, and honestly, on the other side, that's a ball that Wielt should come up with, but he doesn't.
Backing up the play was Studer, so held to first base is Febriette. Again, an E3, so no base hit for him, but plenty of speed on the base paths. First pitch to Misael Maldonado, chopped third base. Hockman in, he fields it, he throws across the diamond. And there's out number 2, Febriette, advancing to second on the play.
Good play there from Hockman. Charges in, gets it, throws it on the run. Maldonado runs well, but he beats him by about half a step. Maldonado thought he was safe, but just got beat on a fastball, and you can't have that if you are the Bean Ballers. Decker, I mean, only sitting about low to mid-80s, and you're getting beat easily on the fastball. Got to be on time, barrel some pitches like Kreider did.
Now Miller up to the plate. Jackson Miller, the walk-off hero last night in his only at-bat. He came off the bench and played first base when Jackson Snitko transferred to the mound from first and replaced Brandon Schultz in the lineup. His only at-bat, that walk-off single in the 9th. Peeking at Febriette at second, now dealing home. Strike one from Decker to Miller, 1-1 now the count. Bean Ballers looking to start to dig their way out of the hole. Moises Febriette on second base, Jackson Miller at the plate. Decker staring at Febriette, takes another peek, now deals home. That one driven in the air, deep to right field, and that one's going to be watched as it flies out of this one. Jackson Miller, an RBI single, the walk-off hero last night, absolutely destroys this one out of Lloyd Hopkins Field.
Oh, and hey, Dan, we talked about it. You know, that hit last night for Miller might jumpstart his season, and, well, he tried, if you're Decker, try to put your hand in the cookie jar. And Jackson Miller absolutely crushed one deep into the trees. He knew that, too. That ball was launched, but Bean Ballers needed that. They needed that desperately.
That was one Adam Moser in right field, just turned and watched as it flied high into those trees out in right field. Now a guy at the plate, Trevor Geiss, who we saw go yard a few times in batting practice, definitely has the pop to do so. So now it's 6-3. The Bean Ballers get 2 runs back here in the second so far.
Well, that's what you got to do. Just chip away at this lead, and whoever comes out on the mound, you just got to throw up zeros because you can't score. I said this plenty of times before. You can't score as a pitcher. You can't score as a pitcher when you are the one pitching. You don't have a bat in your hands. You just got to throw up zeros and prevent the other team from scoring.
Miller, the first player not named Matthew Novominski to go yard for the Bean Ballers this season. And Geiss up to the plate, the 0-1. That one breaking ball outside, taken for ball 1.
Kind of the same thing. If you are a Decker, you can't risk running inside to Trevor Geiss and him turning and burning, but he's also got excellent power to the opposite field.
1-1 now the count to Geiss. That one broken bat, flare out to shallow left, ranging over and making the catch is the shortstop Charlie Berry. So Geiss is out number 3, but the Bean Ballers get 2 back in the second via a 2-run home run from Jackson Miller. We go to the bottom of the second. Bean Ballers still down 3, 6-3 to the Alton River Dragons. Bottom of the second here in Alton, Illinois, between the River Dragons and your Decatur Bean Ballers. Bean Ballers chasing down 6-1 after the first, got 2 back via the long 2-run home run by Jackson Miller. New arm on the mound, Alex Tame deals a breaking ball fouled off by Logan Studer for strike 1. So Parker Phyllis's day is done. A frustrating first inning, gave up 6 runs, although a slew of them won't be earned because of his own error on the mound. Tame deals the 0-1. That one, another breaking ball lofted out to center. Ranging over and making the catch is the center fielder Abernathy for out number 1.
That's what Tame's got to do. Throw strikes, get early swings and early counts, and use his defense behind him. Phyllis's final line, 1 inning, 6 runs, but just 2 were earned as his error allowed 4 unearned runs to come across. It was on 3 hits, didn't strike anybody out, 4 walks. As for Tame, makes his 7th appearance of the summer, most as a beanballer up to this point, through 2 shutout innings in yesterday's walk-off win against the Dans.
Yeah, last night the line for Tame, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout through 2 innings. Just 20 pitches, though, so he's the first arm out of the bullpen for Gabe Arroyo, who desperately needs guys to eat innings now. The 1-0 from Tame, that one a fastball upstairs for ball 2 to Griffin Kelly. For Kelly, he walked and scored back in the first. The 2-0 breaking ball outside ball 3. "12 runners came to the plate for the River Dragons, or rather 12 hitters came to the plate. 6 runs came across for the River Dragons back in the first, as strike 1 is taken by Griffin Kelly. 3-1 now the count to the River Dragons designated hitter.
Walks have been Tame's problem, 8 in his 9 innings up to this point.
The 3-0, that one lined into the gap in left center. Guy's got a bad read on it. It's going to go all the way to the wall. It'll be extra bases for Griffin Kelly with a double into the left center gap, and a runner is on second for the River Dragons with 1 out here in the bottom of the second.
Well, just a good swing from Kelly. Got himself in a great hitter's count, 3-0, then 3-1, and Tame grooves him a fastball. Kelly's not going to miss that. It's a new River Dragons team that the Bean Ballers are seeing tonight, not helping themselves, but again, the important thing is a pitcher, just throw up zeros, so Tame could strand Kelly out there if he can get these next 2 hitters.
So now Cole Hockman up to the plate, singled to left his last time up, which drove in a run. Takes ball 1 from Tame. Or rather, a single back up the middle that scored 2. The 1-0 home, that one fouled off 1-1. That gave the River Dragons the lead back in the first. 6-3 as 4 more came across for the River Dragons, and 2 more have come across for the Bean Ballers since. Peaking at second now, dealing home. Tame, a breaking ball, that one chopped left side. Kreider looks back. The runner throws across for out number 2. A great play at third base by Caleb Kreider to get the second out of the inning.
Got it on the in-between hop for Kreider, but he did a smart thing. He looked Kelly back to second. He honestly could have thrown back to second as Flowers was creeping over there, but he made a strong throw across to Snitko. That's what you need from Tame. Weak ground rollover for the second out.
So now Adam Moser up to the plate, a native of Boulder, Colorado. The first pitch home to him, swung on and missed, a breaking ball. Runner going as that one got away just a little bit from Miller, but tagged out. Griffin Kelly being a little too aggressive on the base paths as a good throw from Miller cuts him down, and we now go to the third. Bean Ballers putting up a 0, but still trailing 6-3 to the Alton River Dragons.
Back here, top of the third. Truman, Griessel, Daniel, Herzog here with you. Bean Ballers still chasing 3. Down 6-3 entering the third, but so far they put up 1 in the first, 2 last inning. It's back for the top of the order here in the third, still looking to chip away at this deficit they face.
Yeah, it took the Bean Ballers a little bit to find their rhythm, it feels like, after that just disastrous first inning from Parker Phillips. Very uncharacteristic for him, but Alex Tame got the Bean Ballers settled down, and Jackson Miller continued the Bean Ballers' rhythm at the plate. Now top of the order, a chance to do more damage and eat back into this lead.
Brandon Abernathy grounded out to Braxton Decker in the first. First pitch to him, fastball inside for a strike. Abernathy comes into this one hitting .318 on the summer. 14 hits, making his 12th start for the Bean Ballers. Decker's next pitch outside, 1-1. Abernathy comes in riding a 7-game hit streak, was just 1 for 4 yesterday against the Danville Dans, also out of the leadoff spot. Deep breath from Decker, 1-1 offering. Inside, and it hits Abernathy. So the Bean Ballers have their leadoff man aboard to start the third on a hit by pitch.
Yeah, this one just runs inside. It seems like Decker, who's hugging that third base side of the rubber, has been missing arm side, or at least hugging that inside part of the plate to righties, outside part of the plate to lefties, and this one just runs inside, hits Abernathy, and the leadoff runner is aboard, and it's a runner with plenty of speed for the Bean Ballers, looking to eat more into this 3-run lead.
Isaac Flowers now digs into the left-handed batter's box. Abernathy going on the first pitch. Throw in is a strike, but Abernathy put on the brakes. 4th time Abernathy has been plunked by a pitch this summer, which now leads the team. Flowers drew a walk, and then he stole a couple of bases and came around to score the opening run, manufacturing it all by himself back in the first. Now Abernathy takes off, but Flowers swings and fouls the 0-1 offering back. 0-2 now on the Bean Ballers' second baseman. Flowers played 49 games this past spring at Lakeland College, the utility man, originally out of Newton, Illinois. Had 52 hits for Lakeland in 2026. Still looking for that first here in the summer. 0-2 breaking ball, inside corner. Strike 3 call, nice pitch from Braxton Decker for out number 1.
Flowers didn't agree with that. He just mouthed, "That's up," and signaled to the home plate umpire, but nonetheless, he's out number 1, and an important out to get with Snitko and Felice right behind him.
Now Jackson Snitko, RBI ground out. His first time around to the batter's box. Comes to the plate in this at-bat with a man on first and 1 out. Abernathy taking off for second base. Pitches outside. Throw down. In time. Studer hoses Abernathy for the second out.
Yeah, this one, Abernathy a little behind the throw. The throw down from Studer was a little high, but umpire rules that Barry got that tag down just in front of those arms outstretched from Abernathy, who was sliding head first. So now nobody on, 2 outs.
1-0 outside, 2-0 now to Snitko. Logan Studer cuts down Brandon Abernathy. The first time he's been caught all season. He was 3 for 3 before getting thrown out there. Decker from the third base side of the rubber. Deals on 2-0. Low at the knees, 3-0. O'Neal Felice stands on deck for Decatur. Snitko himself was 1 for 3 yesterday against the Dans. That one hit was a double. He also drew a walk in the 3-2 victory. 3-0, outside corner for strike 1. Yeah. Decker plays his collegiate ball at Eastern Illinois, but did not play this past spring, redshirted.
for Snitko yesterday. That was a ground rule double into the gap in right center. It's a ball that probably get out here.
3-1 off the end of the bat, fouled straight back into the netting. Count is now full. Here are the Bean Ballers, top of the third. Decker came into this start 0-2 with a 6.14 ERA in his 7 1/3 innings up to this point. Last pitch last Wednesday against the Cape Catfish. Payoff pitch to Snitko. Off the end of the bat, flared down the left field line, foul by a couple of feet.
Snitko swinging a hot bat at the plate. He's just a great contact hitter and has plenty of power as well. Both the tools you want for a hitter. Just reaches out, stays alive with this one. Wasn't quite middle in or middle, right in his happy zone, but still something he can get wood to.
Leads the team with 16 hits, 381 hitter. Another payoff pitch. Inside, ball 4. And so now the Bean Ballers have a 2-out man on off the Jackson Snitko walk.
It's just a great at bat. And that's one where now you really wish you did have Abernathy up. Would be 2 on, 1 out rather than 1 on, 2 out. And a runner would be in scoring position. Instead, you've got just Snitko at first and Felice up to the plate.
First pitch to Felice, high and tight, ball 1. 7th walk of the summer for Jackson Snitko. He's now reached base in 3 consecutive games. For O'Neal Felice, he got caught looking on a backdoor 2-seamer. His first at-bat against Decker. The 0-1 offering. High and away, 2-0.
Yeah, it does seem there's a lot of run on this fastball from Decker. Doesn't go straight over the top, more of like a 3/4 arm slot for him, but gets plenty of horizontal movement.
Great hitters count for O'Neal Felice. 2-0 pitch from Decker in the dirt. Gloved by Studer. 3-0 though. Felice has hit safely in 4 consecutive games. The 3-0. Down the middle for strike 1. Coming off that 4-game series against the Du Bois County Bombers. Played in 3 of the games, went 3 for 13 with a trio of runs batted in. It was a series that the Ballers split with the Bombers. 3-1 offering. Looped over the head of the third baseman, Hockman, and down the left field line. Snitko will stop at second, but make it now 5 consecutive games O'Neal Felice's talent to hit, and the Ballers have 2 on with 2 out.
Yeah, again, now this is a point where you wish you either didn't send Abernathy or he got in there safely. That's a ball, if he's on second base, he could score on. But nonetheless, the Bean Ballers working something, had bases empty, 2 outs, now 2 on for a guy who's been swinging a solid bat, made solid contact his first time up in Caleb Kreider.
Kreider lined out to Hartz in left field his first time up. RBI opportunity for the third baseman. First pitch from Decker, off the hands, popped up but foul. Kreider himself is coming off a fantastic weekend against the Bombers. Played in all 4 games, went 7 for 16, including 3 multi-hit games. He's making his 11th appearance, and he's reached base in all previous 10 games he's played in. The 0-1 from Decker. Runs outside, gets past Studer all the way to the backstop. Both runners move up, and now 2 in scoring position.
Yeah, still a chance for the Bean Ballers to cut into this 3-run deficit. Got 2 ducks now in scoring position on the pond for Caleb Kreider.
Kreider, a .313 hitter. Just has a singular RBI, though, on the year. That came last Wednesday against the Springfield Lucky Horseshoes. 1-1, tails outside from Decker. 2-1.
Yeah, it seems like especially since that hit by pitch to Abernathy, Decker's been missing away a lot, especially to righties, but overall, he's been staying away from batters.
Decker delivers on 2-1, ground to the left side, fielded by Hockman, on the run, makes the throw, and throws out Caleb Kreider, stranding a pair. Ballers unable to cut into the 3-run deficit. We're right to the bottom of the third. Still trail 6-3 to the River Dragons. Alex Tame back out after throwing up a 0 in the bottom half of the second. We'll get the bottom of this Alton River Dragons lineup. Mosier, Hartz, and Gore. And really, Daniel, the job remains the same for Tame. It's throw up a 0, let your offense go back to work after straining a pair in the top half of this inning.
Yeah, if nothing else, the Bean Ballers, at least having 3 runners reach in that last inning, made Braxton Decker throw a few more pitches. And overall, this is, like you said, Truman, in the open, this is a Alton River Dragons pitching staff that pretty much across the board towards the bottom, if not at the bottom, in the Prospect League in terms of stats. So if you can just continue to see arms out of that bullpen and make them work, that's good, as Tame hoping to throw up more zeros.
First pitch is a breaking ball high and tight to Mosier, who squared around the bunt. Mosier reached on a critical E1 on Parker Phillips. Was a broken bat grounder back to the mound. Phillips threw it wide to first base. 1-0 from Tame is low, 2-0. And for Mosier, it's been a rough go as of it late. Just 1 for his last 16 with 8 strikeouts his last 6 games. 2-0 from Tame. Line to the right side, but snared out of the air by Isaac Flowers for out number 1.
Yeah, sharply hit, a gunshot off the bat of Moser, but right at Flowers. Didn't flinch, just caught the line drive, and there's a quick out number 1, especially good to get out of the 2-0 hitter's count.
Brings in the left fielder, Ryan Hartz. First pitch to him is up near the hands for ball 1. Hartz out of the Windy City, Chicago, Illinois. Finished up his second year at Webster University, though, in Missouri. He's played 89 career games the past 2 seasons. 1-0 offerings, a breaking ball in the dirt, 2-0. Hartz got hit by a pitch, stole a base, and eventually came around to score in that 6-run opening frame for Alton. First time facing Tame. 2-0 outside. 3 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, already 4 hits on the board for the River Dragons, a team that has the second worst batting average in the Prospect League coming up. Meanwhile, the Bean Ballers rounding out the top half in 10th.
3-0's in the zone for strike 1. It's also a River Dragons team that is the second least amount of hits coming into this one. Just 90 team hits. They already have 4 today. They also came in averaging just 4.3 runs. They already have 6, as the 3-1 offering from Tame is well out of the zone for ball 4, and so Ryan Hartz has reached twice on a couple of free passes.
Yeah, just the second time so far that Tame has reached a 3-ball count, and it's been danger in both of them. He's retired the other 3 hitters, but those 2, that was Griffin Kelly back in the 2nd and Hartz in the 3rd, have both reached. For Kelly, was a double on a 3-1 count and then a 5-pitch walk to Ryan Hartz. So Tame hopefully can find the zone a little bit more if you're the Bean Ballers.
Bottom of the order, Brandon Gore, after Ryan Hartz reached on his 6th walk of the season. Curveball's upstairs for a ball. So far, the control out of that breaking ball for Tame has not been there like we saw last night. Been a bit erratic, popping out of his hand, missing up. 1-0, taking off for seconds. Hartz grounding it to the left side, though, is Gore, and it's off the glove of the shortstop for Decatur, Moises Febriet. And it's the 5th hit for Alton, puts 2 men aboard.
Yeah, that's just a tough play for Febriet in the hole at short, ranging over as the runner was going, having to switch directions. Boots off his glove. Base hit is the ruling. And still just runners on 1st and 2nd, though. So keeping it in the infield, a good job there by Febriet.
Gore now 2 for 2 today. Back to the top, Charlie Berry. First pitch to him is low. He singled and also walked in the 2 plate appearances he had in the 1st inning. 1-0 from Tame. Upstairs, and it drilled him in the helmet. Off the noggin, and now the bases are juiced for the Dragons.
Yeah, this one just gets away from Tame. Runs way upstairs. He's really struggled, especially in this inning, to find the zone. It was a 0 for the Bean Ballers on offense, but still they saw a lot of pitches, so possibly the time in the dugout for Tame was cause for the struggle. The River Dragons 3rd to last in hit by pitches, just 15 coming into today. What they do lead the league in with hitting is the most strikeouts. They have 133 coming in, and through 2 1/3 from Bean Ballers pitching, no punch outs.
Brings in Jake Ottensmeyer. First pitch from Tame. Inside, ball 1. No RBIs yet this summer for Ottensmeyer. He's got a golden opportunity right here in his 4th start. Bases loaded, 1 out. 6-3 River Dragons. Tame fires in the dirt, blocked by Miller. 2 balls and no strikes. Ottensmeyer also had 2 plate appearances in the 1st inning. He grounded out and also walked. 2-0 from Tame. Breaking ball at the knees, strike 1.
Crucial strike there from Tame. 2-1 versus 3-0 is a world of a difference.
Corners are in for the Bean Ballers. Up the middle, Febriet and Flowers playing for the double play. This one flared up towards short. Febriet has it, steps in the bag himself, and airmails Jackson Snitko at first. 2 runs are going to score, and it's now 8-3 River Dragons.
Yeah, tough play there by Febriet. Does his job, fields it, takes it to the bag himself, had plenty of time, just rushed it, put a little too much on it, and skies it over the head of Snitko as 2 runs come to score. Would have been just a dream double play.
Second error of the night for the Bean Ballers. 5 the past 12 innings. Now taking off for 3rd. Throw down for Miller. And they're going to say that they're going to have to send the runner back to 2nd. That was Ottenmeyer taking off. But they're going to say that Jackson Miller was interfered with by Ethan Wilt.
Now the Bean Ballers get a break there. It was a great jump. I wonder if Ottensmeyer read that it was a breaking ball coming for Tame.
The way the River Dragons have been trying to steal 3rd base, they have read the Bean Ballers really well, and now lined into left field off the bat of Ethan Wilt. Ottensmeyer turns, he'll score. It's now 9-3 River Dragons as Ethan Wilt drives in a run.
Now, both innings that the River Dragons have scored in, they've now scored in after a catastrophic error from the Bean Ballers. This could have been a 0. Instead, now 3 runs on the board for the River Dragons. We're back now to a 6-run lead, their largest lead of the ballgame so far.
Team leading 9th RBI for Wilt. Brings in Logan Studer, the catcher. He's first pitch hacking. Fouls it straight back. River Dragons lost last night in Burlington 8-6, put up 10 runs on Sunday. They've put up 9 runs, not even through 3 innings here, as the 0-1 is upstairs, 1-1 from Tame. Studer has now come to the plate in all 3 innings. Walked in the first and scored, lined out to center in the second. Pops one up to center. Abernathy comes in a few strides, and he's got it to retire the side, but not before the River Dragons strike for 3 more runs in the inning. 2 hits and an error. We're headed to the 4th. Bean Ballers got a lot of work to do, down 9-3. Well, not the ideal start for the Bean Ballers here on a Wednesday night in early June. They trail the, by record, worst team in the Prospect League, the Alton River Dragons, 9-3, entering the 4th inning. I mean, Daniel, it seems like it's gone from bad to worse, and if the Bean Ballers can somehow salvage this and win their 3rd straight, then I think it'd be a miracle, but you just got to move on and try to forget this game, barring what the outcome might be.
Yeah, this game certainly isn't over by any measure. The Bean Ballers have dug themselves quite the hole, however. It's errors in the field. The 2 errors on the board for the Bean Ballers. They both scored 2 runs each, and then 3 more total runs came across after those errors in either inning. And now 9 on the board instead of something a lot more manageable. Could possibly be 4-3 the Bean Ballers could be trailing. But again, this is a River Dragons team that only has 1 win, a pitching staff that has really struggled so far this year. Not out of it are the Bean Ballers. They just got to play clean defense, get some outs, and start putting the bats together even more.
6, 7, and 8 here for the Bean Ballers. Shortstop Moises Febriette, who made the error last inning that allowed a couple of runs to score. Digs in. He reached on an error himself his first time up to bat. First pitch from Decker, fouled back, 0-1. Febriette listed at 6'4", 200 pounds. Originally out of Santo Domingo of the DR, Dominican Republic. First game in the green and white. 0-1, breaking ball chased upstairs, 0-2. Bean Ballers been chasing a lot of pitches here today from Braxton Decker, who's done a good job of just attacking the zone, getting a lot of swings initiated. A couple of strikeouts through his 3 innings. The 0-2 from Decker. Fouled off.
Yeah, Febriette was recruited to the Bean Ballers actually by O'Neal Felice. Him and Felice played Little League Baseball. That's how far back their connection goes. Back in the Dominican Republic, Felice, and moved to Fort Myers, Florida for high school, and recruited his buddy to the Decatur Bean Ballers some years later.
0-1 breaking ball gets away from Decker. 1-2. Now in Februet. Februet was a better road hitter at Fisher College. He hit .488 on the road this season. 20 hits and 41 at-bats, including blasting all 4 homers on the road. 1-2 from Decker. Fastball outside. Count is even. Two balls and 2 strikes to the Bean Ballers shortstop. Decker fires. Upstairs. Full count. Februet has come all the way back. Februet drew 30 walks in 39 games this past collegiate season. Payoff pitch from Decker. Swing and a miss. Gets Februet to chase a fastball on the outside part of the plate. And it's the 3rd strikeout for the righty.
Yeah, solid at bat by Februet. Had 0-2 in the hole, fouled a few pitches off, worked it back to full, but I think he reaches a little bit at this one. Might have been a little off the plate, but nonetheless, out number 1 for the Bean Ballers.
Now Misael Maldonado digs in. Nobody on, 1 out here in the 4th. First pitch to him is outside. Bean Ballers trail 9-3. There's a 6 spot in the first from the River Dragons, and then 3 more in the 3rd. Bean Ballers just trying to chip away at this deficit they face. 1-0 to Maldonado in there for a strike. 1-1. Maldonado in the right-hand batter's box. Awaits Decker's 1-1. Chases one. Swings through it. Ball and 2 strikes.
This certainly hasn't been the trip to Alton that the Bean Ballers expected. And to their credit, the River Dragons have brought it today. 6 hits, 9 runs. They've played good enough defense, and on the mound, Decker's done a good enough job.
1-2 slider, tails outside, 2-2. Now to Maldonado. He was 1 for 4 last night, including a double in the 9th inning against the Dans, and eventually came home to score the game-winning run in that 3-2 walk-off victory. 2-2 from Decker. Breaking ball. Swung through. Strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts now for Decker, and it's 4 punch-outs for him up to this point.
Yeah, Decker throws that breaking ball sparingly, but I really like how he's mixed it in, just completely throwing off the timing. You can clearly tell there are several levels between his fastball velocity and then that curve slider velocity way out in front of Maldonado.
Jackson Miller went yard the first time he faced Braxton Decker. Gets a second opportunity here. Looks at a fastball tail outside from the righty for ball 1. It's a no-doubt blast from Miller. His first of the summer. It also drove in his 3rd RBI. Playing now in his 9th game. Takes the fastball at the knees for strike 1. Ball and a strike. To the left-handed hitting catcher in Jackson Miller. Comes to Decatur by way of Quincy University. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball inside. 1-2. Braxton Decker a chance to strike out the side. Righty fires on 1-2. Breaking ball inside, check swing, and he went. 1, 2, 3, go the Bean Ballers. Braxton Decker strikes out the side. We're headed to the bottom of the 4th. Bean Ballers still trail by 6. Alex Tame is done after 2 innings on the mound, gives up 3 runs on 3 hits, doesn't strike anybody out. He also walked and hit a man. And he turns it over to the only lefty in the Bean Ballers bullpen, Caden Davis. Trying to just give the Bean Ballers some length and throw up zeros. And we'll see if this Bean Ballers offense has a miraculous comeback in them, Daniel, as Truman, Griessel, Daniel Herzog. We've been here. The Bean Ballers trailed 9-3. Davis last time out, he pitched once in the Du Bois County series. Pitched back on Sunday, 2 shutout innings. No hits, no runs. Did strike out a man as he's making his 6th appearance now for the Bean Ballers. The only outing he's given up runs was a few Sundays ago on the last day of May against the Aviators. Gave up 2 runs on 2 hits in that 15-4 loss. But now you get to see the lefty. Pretty good last time out, Daniel, even though he doesn't strike a lot of guys out.
Yeah, the job that bullpen and really the entire pitching staff did around the starter, Nate Trimble, back on Sunday against a very dangerous Du Bois County lineup was just masterful. The job Caden Davis, Baron Odom, Bruno Bonuelos did out of the bullpen to get the Bean Ballers their first road win of the season was huge.
First pitch to Griffin Kelly outside for a ball. It's 5, 6, and 7 here for the River Dragons. Kelly, 1 for 1, doubled his last time up. Drew a walk and scored. Back in the first, and he floats one in the air to right. Shallow. In comes Maldonado. It's going to fall. And Griffin Kelly's got 2 hits tonight.
Yeah, that one really softly hit off the bat of Kelly. Sounded like a broken bat. Not sure if it was, but nonetheless, just a flare that drops. Soft contact, but nonetheless, the leadoff runner aboard for the River Dragons.
7th hit for Kelly, and it's his first multi-hit game since opening night against the Doggy Paddlers. First pitch is a breaking ball fouled off by Cole Hockman. In that game, Kelly went 2 for 4 in that opening night loss. Hockman's 1 for 2. Drove in a pair on a single up the middle his first time up. 0-1 in there for a strike to the right-handed hitting third baseman. Hockman redshirted this past spring at John Carroll University. Graduate out of Whitley Young High School. 0-2 from Davis. Lightly tapped down the third base line, but it's going to bounce foul. And if that had gone for a hit, Daniel, that might have just summed up the Bean Ballers' night.
Yeah, I think if you're Decatur, this sort of feels the way the loss at Lafayette Aviators did on May 31st. With that being said, the River Dragons, the Aviators were undefeated at the time. River Dragons only 1 win on the season. So in terms of record, certainly not the same team whatsoever. But it's just a team you're playing. You got a nice starter on the mound for the Bean Ballers. And that one, it was Big Red Adam Cooper making his debut. Excited were the Bean Ballers to see that. For tonight, it was Parker Phillips, who has certainly been reliable. And you're just stifled.
1-2 from Davis, fouled off after his 0-2 offering. It's down near the feet of Cole Hockman. Adam Mosier stands on deck. Griffin Kelly led off this inning with a broken bat single to right. Davis, the lefty, deals. Hockman pops it up again. First base side. Snitko gives it a look, but it gets out of play. Wind blowing from right to left field. 325 down the corners, 380 to dead center here at Lloyd Hopkins Field.
It's a lot harder to just start to piece together a rally when you can't really get out of the field. It's been a lot of long innings so far for the Bean Ballers.
1-2 from Davis. Breaking ball outside, 2-2. Hockman has kind of broken out of a little slump. He came to this game 0 for his last 12, his last 4 games. And he fouls off another pitch, stays alive, 2-2. He also is making his first appearance since June the 6th on Friday. Excuse me, on Saturday. That was against the Thrillville Thrillbillies. 2-2 again from Davis. In the dirt, off the chest protector of Jackson Miller, but he gets to it. Kelly stays put at first, but the count has gone full with Adam Mosier on deck.
Yeah, Davis does a good job mixing that fastball, curveball stuff, but not a lot of velocity, so it's hard for him, once he gets into long counts, to really get that last pitch to get an out.
Payoff pitch fouled back off the bat of Hockman. Nice battle from the third baseman here in his first at-bat against Caden Davis. Still no strikeouts tonight for the Bean Ballers pitching staff against the River Dragons that strike out the most in the Prospect League. 3-2. Popped up, but it escapes out of play again. Another 3-2. In the dirt, ball 4. Fist pump from Hockman. What an AB. Puts 2 men on and nobody out here in the 4th.
Just a long at-bat. And again, once you get into long counts, you don't have a lot of velocity. You only really have 2 go-to pitches, and neither of them get a ton of swings and misses. It's hard to end up on the right side of that battle if you're the pitcher. And still nobody out. 2 on for the River Dragons.
The right fielder, Adam Mosier. First pitch from Davis. Mosier squares, gets the bunt down, but it hits him in the box for strike 1. It was an 11-pitch battle between Cole Hockman and Caden Davis. Hockman wins it. And now Mosier trying to sacrifice bunt. 2 men into scoring position for the bottom of this River Dragons order. 0-1 from Davis, not bunting and instead swinging away and fouling it straight back into the netting is Mosier. But he's down 0-2. Davis checks at Kelly at second. Now fires. Breaking ball in the dirt. 1-2. And it's also been that, Daniel. It seems like that the Bean Ballers pitchers, they've gotten themselves into good counts. The River Dragons just aren't chasing anything here tonight.
Certainly, Truman. Just long at-bats for the River Dragons.
1-2 offering, another breaking ball not offered at, and this one skips by Jackson Miller, so both runners now move into scoring position with still nobody out.
And I mentioned it last inning, but still ringing true this inning. Yet to see a Bean Ballers pitcher punch out a River Dragons hitter. The River Dragons came into today leading the league in strikeouts with their bats.
Infield now comes in for Decatur. 2-2 from Davis. Swing and a miss.
Right on cue.
Davis gets Mosier swinging. First out here in the home half of the 4th.
Yeah, certainly big if you want to keep limiting the damage.
Now Ryan Hartz. He's reached on a couple of free passes. 2 Dragons on the river for him. First pitch is down near the back foot for ball 1. He got hit by a pitch against the starter Parker Phillips, and he drew a walk against Alex Tame. Both times he's came around to score. 1-0 from Davis. Grounded to third. Kreider has it. He's going to come home with it, and Griffin Kelly is going to be tagged out by Jackson Miller. Going on contact was Kelly, and Kreider hoses him for out number 2.
Yeah, just playing catch there. Kreider to Miller. Not really sure why Kelly felt the need to run there. A ground ball right in front of his eyes, sharply hit right into the glove of Kreider. Interesting move, but then again, it is still 9-3.
Two outs now, runners at the corners. Number 9 hitter, Brandon Gorey's 2 for 2 today. First pitch to him, breaking ball inside, 1-0. Or is sizzling hot at the plate. 7 hits in his last 12 ABs. 1-0 offering. Off the hands. Jam shot and booted by Febriette at short. Second error and a run scores. Now 10 of them for the River Dragons.
Yeah, it's been a disappointing debut so far for Febriette, as it was for Isaac Flowers last night. Just a little too routine with this one. Goes through his motions. When he goes down to field a big 6'4" frame, it just pops up, unable to get both outs, and another run comes across.
Might be the jet lag from Febriette. Saw this last night, Isaac Flowers. Now Febriette tonight. First pitch is inside, backing Charlie Berry off the plate for ball 1. Berry himself is also yet to be retired. He's singled, walked, gotten hit by a pitch. 1-0 from Davis. Berry tattoos one, but about 300 feet foul for strike 1.
Way out in front of that pitch was Berry.
Uncharacteristic defensive miscues tonight, Dan, really have been one of the many stories. Came into the week the second best defense, and they've now committed 6 errors over the last 12 2/3 innings.
Yeah, without errors tonight, the Beanballers are only down 4-3 rather than 10-3.
Berry skies one in the air. This one floats out of play. Davis now a strike away from escaping the 4th. Berry originally from Wildwood, Missouri. Went up to Kirksville to play at Truman State these past 2 years. Davis a long look, now fires. Off the glove of Miller, and both runners will move up, and it's the second pass ball of the night on the catcher, Jackson Miller.
Yeah, this is just shaping up of a massive wash that the Beanballers just want to completely forget on all phases. Been a quiet day at the plate since that second inning, and the continued scoring threats of the River Dragons.
2-2, inside corner, strike 3 called on Berry. Finally ends the inning, but the River Dragons played another. 2 men left, 1 hit in the inning. We're through 4. It's 10-3 River Dragons.
For those of you tuning in after switching things up from Game 4 of the NBA Finals, hopefully the Knicks can come back in that one. It's been an eventful one, but certainly one that the Decatur Bean Ballers want to forget now in the hole. 10-3 on the road in Alton against the Alton River Dragons. The River Dragons 1-12 on the season, but looking for their second win in the last 3 games. Trevor Geis steps up to the plate for the Bean Ballers. Out for his 5th inning of work, Braxton Decker. The first pitch to Geis nails him in the back. The second hit batsman of the day for the Bean Ballers, and runners aboard for the top of the order. Brandon Abernathy now to the plate.
Well, hey, crazier things have happened. I think of plenty of great Royals comebacks that I've watched. Haven't had a great Bean Ballers comeback yet. Why not tonight?
Why not tonight?
Why not tonight? You know, it's not over till the fat lady sings, and there's a lot of slim women in the crowd tonight.
His first pitch to Abernathy, inside corner for strike 1. Abernathy was the other hit batsman for the Bean Ballers back in the 3rd inning. Was caught stealing then. And the Bean Ballers left runners on 2nd and 3rd in that one. The 0-1 home. That one chopped right side over the bag, but foul. 0-2 now the count to Abernathy.
Yeah, I'm just not sure what it is with Decker. Seen it a lot from Abernathy, just getting beat on that fastball. And it's not like Decker's, you know, up to the upper 90s, triple digits, but I think just the way he's mixed breaking ball with that 3/4 fastball, it's really gotten to these righties.
Deep breath from Decker. 0-2 home. That one breaking ball goes outside. 1-2 now the count to Abernathy.
Decker can record 2 outs. It'll be his longest outing so far this summer. Let's see if the Bean Ballers can knock around some hits, get something going.
Geis, the leadoff runner on first, now dealing a fastball high to Abernathy from Decker. 2-2 the count to the Bean Ballers center fielder. Meanwhile, in between innings, Truman, we saw their normal center fielder, Matthew Novominski, was tossing the ball around in the bullpen, possibly a position player coming to the mound for Gabe Arroyo as the next fastball runs outside. Count goes full to Abernathy from Decker.
Well, it's just kind of where Gabe Arroyo's at. Again, you would have loved, dream scenario here. Parker Phillips go 5 innings, maybe even 6, but he only goes 1. Tame goes 2, but he's pitched a lot recently. Caden Davis just goes an inning, but he gives up a run.
Payoff pitch to Abernathy. That one spiked in the dirt in the other batter's box. So the first 2 runners are aboard for the Bean Ballers. Nobody out here in the 5th. So now out to the mound just to have a chat is Logan Studer for the River Dragons. And up to the plate, Isaac Flowers for the Bean Ballers. A strikeout looking his last time up, but walked, stole a pair of bases, and scored the opening run, which seemed like it was ages ago, his first time up back in the 1st inning.
Well, after a relatively quick 1st inning, because, I mean, Decker worked quickly, just faced 4 at bottom of the 1st inning. Well over half an hour with Parker Phillips on the mound through 40 pitches, over 40 pitches. A lot of standing around for the Bean Ballers. But again, now you've gotten back-to-back free passes, and again, it's all about chipping away. Unfortunately, yet in modern baseball, they have not invented the 7-run homer. They have not invented the touchdown home run. Would love a touchdown home run here, but we're playing traditional baseball. But I think it's just about passing the baton, and though Flowers will be facing a new arm, and hey, that might change the Bean Ballers' fortunes here.
Looks like there might be an issue with Decker, possibly a shoulder injury per the indicator, and the new arm will be entering through the bullpen. So we got a pitching change here at Lloyd Roberts Field in Alton, Illinois. The Bean Ballers have the first 2 runners aboard, nobody out, but chasing 7, trailing 10-3, hoping to eat into this lead in the top of the 5th. We'll be right back after this. We got a pitching change here at Lloyd Roberts Field. The new righty on the mound, Michael Barker, for the Alton River Dragons. The River Dragons firmly in the driver's seat against the Decatur Bean Ballers, but that'll do it for Braxton Decker, the starter for Alton. Went 4 innings plus. He's responsible for Geis on second and Abernathy on first. Barker, just his second appearance so far this season. Second time he follows up a Decker start. His last time out, 2 2/3 innings pitched, gave up 4 runs on 5 hits and a walk, struck out 3 against the Cape Catfish in a 13-8 loss. First pitch to Isaac Flowers, fouled off from Barker.
And really it was just the hits that Barker allowed against, a very good hitting team in the Catfish. Only walked 1 man across those 2 2/3 innings, but if he's going to groove you a lot of pitches, hey, be ready to swing. Flowers and Snitko and then Feliz due up.
Plenty of capable bats hoping to eat into this lead for the Bean Ballers. Next pitch also fouled off back into the screen, this time from Flowers. Quickly in the hole, 0-2. Flowers 0 for 1 today with a strikeout, but he did walk, steal a couple bases, and score a run for the Bean Ballers back in the first inning. But since then, it's been pretty much all River Dragons, outscoring the Bean Ballers 10-2 since. The next pitch, breaking ball, wraps around the zone, way outside for ball 1. Parker spent last season, his freshman year, at Southwestern Illinois College. Originally hails from O'Fallon, Illinois, but not playing with his hometown Hoots. Instead, the Alton River Dragons for the summer. Peeking at Geis at second, now delivers home the 1-2. That one cut on and missed. Rather foul tipped. Unable to squeeze it is Studer, so staying alive. Flowers at the plate.
Well, I hate to burst your bubble, Daniel, but the O'Fallon Hoots hail from O'Fallon, Missouri. Now, it is crazy that there are 2 cities named the same that reside so close to one another.
I bet O'Fallon, Illinois is probably better because Illinois is better, but, you know, that is just my opinion. That one in the dirt. Studer had trouble finding it for a second, but he finds it, collects it, and runners return to their posts. So now 2-2 the count to Flowers. Geis was hit by a pitch from Decker to start this inning, and then a full count walk Abernathy drew to follow him up. Have them 2 aboard, still nobody out here in the 5th. Staring now at Geis, taking another peek, now dealing home the 2-2, that one way upstairs. Now full count to Flowers.
This is a fantastic battle from Flowers. Got down 0-2, but he's battled his way back. It's also 48 minutes that separate O'Fallon, Illinois from O'Fallon, Missouri. I would like to find any other place in the continental United States that 2 cities with the same name reside in separate states closer than O'Fallon, Missouri and O'Fallon, Illinois.
What about Kansas City, Missouri, Kansas City, Kansas? Would that count in your book, or do
you
you
know,
think
yeah, you got me there.
next pitched in the dirt, and it's a walk. So now, don't blink. The Bean Ballers were still in a 10-3 hole, but you've got Jackson Snitko, O'Neal Felice up to the plate, bases loaded, nobody out.
But who really likes Kansas City, Kansas? I mean, maybe this is a debate for another time, but I feel like as an Illinoisan and as a Missourian, Kansas, out of that group of 3 states, the worst.
That's interesting. Well, I'm a college basketball connoisseur, so I would say Kansas is just beautiful. But for your sake, as a big Kansas City guy, I will sort of give you the nod with that one. I see what you're saying. Kansas City is known for being Missouri rather than Kansas. That next pitch in the dirt, 2-0. Quickly behind Snitko is Barker on the mound. And again, bases loaded. The Bean Ballers trailing by 7, but hoping to make a big chunk out of that with their 2 best RBI guys at the plate in Jackson Snitko and O'Neal Felice on deck. The 2-0 home to Snitko. That one taken low and inside, ball 3.
Snitko very good at being patient. We saw a walk this last time up, but again, I mean, not. The Alton River Dragons have had history of success in this league, but this year just hasn't been their year, and it's one of those games that even them up by 7 still feels like they might help you out, and they've helped the Bean Ballers out, and they might continue to.
The 3-0 home to Snitko. That one is in there for a strike. Snitko staying in the batter's box, knowing he'll be there at least for another pitch. But it's interesting. Braxton Decker went 4 innings, actually struck out the side in that 4th inning, but then to start the 5th, it was hit by pitch, full count walk, and then now ball 4 to Snitko, who walks. And a run coming in to score for the Bean Ballers. 10-4 now the score. Nobody out. Bases still loaded for O'Neal Felice.
Yeah, it's things like this that we've seen plague the Bean Ballers, but free passes over and over, eventually that big hit is going to come through, and you can't keep playing with fire if you are the River Dragons, because eventually this 6-run lead might turn into 5, then 4, and then 3, hopefully 2, 1, and then tied, and then who knows?
And then the Bean Ballers walk away with a 6-run win. Well, who knows? We're just spitballing here. I like this brainstorm session, Truman. I really feel
we need
like
more of them. We need more of them.
Yeah, that's certainly something we can jot down for the rest of the year. But don't blink again. Bases loaded. Nobody out. O'Neal Felice at the plate. He singled his last time up. The first pitch to him, that one breaking ball dropped in there for a strike. The first pitch strike to Felice after Snitko had a 3-0 count and worked a walk on 5 pitches.
There's Barker back in the zone. He had Isaac Flowers again, down 0-2.
The next pitch to Felice fouled off himself, and he's in pain. Writhing on the ground. Might have gotten him in the upper leg area. Gabe Arroyo out to check on his designated hitter trotting over from the third base side. So now the count on Felice is 0-2. He's still down on his knees right in front of home plate in pain after fouling one off of himself.
Oh, well, one slugger's down on the ground for the Bean Ballers. Daniel, I've got some this day in baseball history for you. Okay. Speaking of great sluggers.
Yeah, shoot.
Ken Griffey Jr., you heard of that guy?
Yeah.
Might say the purest left-handed swing ever in Major League Baseball. Yeah. Well, on this day back in 2008 when he was a part of the Cincinnati Reds, he became the 6th player in Major League history to hit 600 home runs.
Wow. When
he connected off a Mark Hendrickson, then of the Florida Marlins, to bury his 600th home run. He joined a select club: Barry Bonds, Hank Aaron, Babe Ruth, Willie Mays, and slamming Sammy Sosa. You like that guy?
Yeah, I do. Big Cubs guy. Truman, I'm going to quiz you now with that. How many more have reached 600 since then?
600. Okay, so since 2008. So the 6 aforementioned: Griffey, Bonds, Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, Mays, and Sosa. Give me A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez.
Mm-hmm.
How many more are there? 4?
That was my question. As Felice back in the batter's box, swings and misses at strike 3, now 1 out.
Well, I thought that's how you should give me how many more there are. That way I know what ballpark there is.
So it's told only 9 have hit 600 total.
So A-Rod. So that's 1. So I need 2 more. Did Pujols get there? Last year was his 500. I'll think about it.
Caleb Kreider now at the plate, takes ball 1 downstairs. Bean Ballers have already driven in a run.
Give me Jim Thome.
Yep. That's 2. Now 1-0 the count to Kreider.
You got any wrong guesses?
I'll give you 3.
Okay, I got 3 strikes.
I'll give you 2. So
okay. So I'm 2 for 2 so far. Okay, we'll shoot with Pujols. Did Pujols get 6? Okay.
Pujols is the 3rd. So you got it without no strikes. 7:03. for Albert Pujols' final total. Now 1-1 the count to Kreider. The pitch home, another breaking ball. That one chopped foul down the left field line, 1-2. So that foul ball from Feliz, possibly a big turning point of the pendulum back towards the River Dragons. So he got up after a long delay and swung and missed at strike 3. The next pitch he saw, the first out, and a big out. Bean Ballers still bases loaded. The next pitch to Kreider, that one gets away. Coming in to score, sliding, is Abernathy. Snitko and Flowers each move up 90 feet. The Bean Ballers have 2 runs now in this inning. Still only 1 out, runners on second and third for Caleb Kreider.
2 runs have come across here for the Bean Ballers on still no hits. But hey, a run is a run. And as this lead continues to dwindle, you might feel that pendulum start to swing back to the team in the third base dugout.
Still doubling. The Bean Ballers up, the Alton River Dragons up 10-5. The next pitch inside. Count goes full to Kreider. Like you said, Truman, no hits for the Bean Ballers. It's been hit by pitch, walk, 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 and then the last run scored on a wild pitch after Feliz struck out. But full count to Kreider. Runners on second and third, 1 out. The pitch, that one outside, ball 4. The bases are juiced again for the Bean Ballers, and that brings up the newest Bean Baller, Moises Febriette, hoping for some redemption. He has 2 errors in the field so far today, but a chance to start to right his wrongs now at the plate.
That's one of those. A strikeout and reached on an error at the plate. A couple of errors in the field, but he could really turn that around with a base hit here.
3 beans in the pod for the Bean Ballers. Still 1 out. The pitch to Febriette. That one a breaking ball froze him for strike 1.
I think he was sitting fastball there from Barker. Saw him strike out on a breaking ball his last time up.
0-1, 1 out. Bases juice. The pitch to Febriette. That one swung on and missed. Behind the fastball that time, 0-2. Febriette reached on an error his first time up, came around to score on a Jackson Miller home run. The 0-2 pitch to him. That one breaking ball, fights it off, gets a piece of it, taps it behind him. 0-2 still to count. The 0-2 to Febriette. That one fastball by him, swung on and missed. Strike 3. He strikes out for the second time today. And now 2 are out for the Bean Ballers, who still have the bases loaded up to the plate. Moises Maldonado, or rather, Misael Maldonado.
Really like that pitch from Barker, just challenging Febriette right there, saying, hey, come and get it behind the heater. That's when Febriette's going to be frustrated at, but a huge strikeout for Barker. He's trying to get out of this inning with just the 2 runs allowed.
First pitch to Maldonado. That's a ball on a breaking ball outside. So back-to-back first pitch breaking balls to Febriette, and then Misael Maldonado. Maldonado 0 for 2 today with a ground out and a strikeout. The 1-0, that one in the dirt, blocked by the catcher Studer. Bounces out into the field of play, but he picks it up before Flowers comes home. But a hitter's count, possibly something for Maldonado to mash. Now ahead 2-0 in the count. Flowers on third, he walked. Snitko on second, he walked. Kreider on first, he walked. No hits in the inning, but several free passes, 4 walks, and a hit by pitch for the Bean Ballers. The 2-0 home, that one breaking ball launched in the air deep to left field, but skied, ranging over and making the catch is the left fielder Ryan Hart. So the Bean Ballers push 2 across on a slew of free passes, but they leave the bases loaded. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, still 10-5, the River Dragons grabbing their bats in the driver's seat. An arm shorted for the Decatur Bean Ballers, so reinforcements now. Matthew Novominski on the mound, not in his normal center field. And the Bean Ballers, who still chasing 5. They got 2 back in the 5th inning. Now 10-5, the Alton River Dragons lead, but Novominski looking to put up zeros. Up to the plate, Jake Ottensmeyer, the center fielder, takes strike 1 on the first pitch from Novominski.
Yeah, Novominski, a lefty. He gets a chance on the bump, and really it's just about, again, throwing up zeros.
The 0-1, that one downstairs, ball 1.
Really expect they're just going to let Novominski have the maximum amount of pitches, 95 that's allowed. See how far that gets him.
The next pitch, that one fouled off to the left. Behind the fastball from Novominski was Ottensmeyer. 1-2 now, the count to him. Lefty on lefty, 1-2 count. Novominski deals that one. Another fight off, this one down the left field line, but also foul. 1-2 remains the count. Novominski from the windup, 1-2. That one breaking ball fouled off again. But still in the hole, 1-2 is Ottensmeyer. Novominski deals. That one fouled off again. 4 straight foul balls from Ottensmeyer. Still 1-2. The 1-2 from Novominski, another breaking ball, that one upstairs. Count now 2-2 to Ottensmeyer.
Give me a heavy dose of fastballs. We may see a slider from Novominski, but he's pretty much just going to throwing up heaters, trying to get outs.
The 2-2 home. That one fouled off again. Another heater that's spoiled by Ottensmeyer. The 2-2 home. That one fouled down the right field line this time. Still 2-2. Been several foul balls already just this at-bat. Novominski deals. The 2-2, that one outside, ball 3. Count goes full to Ottensmeyer.
Quite the battle from Ottensmeyer. I mean, left on left, even if it is not a normal pitcher like Novominski. Quite the battle. Start this 5th.
The full count pitch, that one fouled off again over by the Bean Ballers bullpen and out of play down the left field line. Still full count to Ottensmeyer. He walked. He's 0 for 2 today with a walk. He also reached on an error back in the 3rd. Came up to the plate twice in the 1st, ground out and a walk for him then. The full count pitch, that one outside, and Novominski loses the battle.
I mean, just a tough battle from Ottensmeyer. Fouled off about 4 or 5 pitches. Now he works the leadoff walk, and I mean, he's trying. If the River Dragons, they're trying to answer those 2 runs that the Ballers put up in the top half of this inning. A 12-pitch battle again goes the way of Alton.
So now leadoff runner aboard up to the plate. Logan Welt. Runner goes. That one fouled off. So Ottensmeyer will have to return back to first base. Welt is 1 for 3 with an RBI. Popped out and lined out both in the 1st and then singled his 3rd time up. An RBI single back in the 3rd. Novominski staring at first, now deals home. The 1-1 is upstairs, 2-1 now the count to Wilt. The 2-1 home. That one upstairs. A back pick towards first from Miller, but back with plenty of time is Ottensmeyer. 3-1 now the count to Ethan Wheel.
Well, Daniel, you being a Cubs fan, I got more this day in baseball history. June 10th, 2005. For the first time in nearly 90 years, the Red Sox played the Cubs at Wrigley Field.
That's nice. I actually once saw a Cubs-Red Sox game at Wrigley Field with my brother. It was an extra innings game. The Cubs ended up on the losing end in early July of 2022. But two teams that I would argue have the two best stadiums in baseball. The only one I will submit with being better than Wrigley Field is Fenway Park in Boston.
Cubs did win it, too. 14-6. They hung 20 hits on the Boston Red Sox.
How about that? Then about 4 months later, Daniel Herzog would be born. 4.5 months maybe, as losing Wilt on a full count pitch is Novominski. The second walk of the inning, two now aboard for the River Dragons with nobody out here in the fifth. So Logan Studer up to the plate, 0 for 2 with a pair of flyouts and a walk. Also scored a run back in the first inning. Ball one inside, first pitch to him.
And the man who got the win for the Cubs, 6 2/3 innings, MLB Hall of Famer Greg Maddux.
Wow. Yeah, so it wasn't quite a full Maddux where he goes the 9, but 6 2/3. That's depth in the game, certainly depth that neither of these teams have gotten tonight.
Call him the professor, and there was a reason.
The 2-0 home, that one flown in the air to left. Geis is over and under it, making the catch for out number 1. Runners do not advance. Now the throw gets away, and they will advance. In to third now is Ottensmeyer. Welt over to second.
Fourth error, Daniel.
Yeah, it'll be, the error will be charged to Trevor Geis, the left fielder. Got by, pulled both Moises Febriette and Caleb Kreider into foul ground. And now runners on second and third. Griffin Kelly, the batter. Kelly swings and misses at the first pitch from Novominski. Today, yet to be retired. 2 for 2 with a walk, a double. The next pitch from Novominski in the dirt, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, runners on second and third for the River Dragons, who already lead this one 10-5. Next pitch upstairs. 2-1 now, the count. Now 3-1 as Novominski misses upstairs again. And this is a game that take errors away. The Bean Ballers, you take away their 4 errors, take away the 1 error from the River Dragons, and it's 4-4 rather than what it is now, which is 10-5, and there's another walk. So now bases loaded and 1 out for the River Dragons.
I mean, it really is that. You go back to that first inning. What if Parker Phillips does not commit that error? What if he's able to get out number 3 before that 4th batter, Adam Mosier, comes up?
The next pitch grounded up the middle. Febriette tosses to Flowers for 1. The throw to first picked out by Snitko and out at first, so a double play. Strands the bases loaded. We go to the 6th inning. Bases loaded left for the River Dragons, 10-5. Bean Ballers looking to eat more into this deficit.
Entering the night here, 8:44 Central Time here in Alton, Illinois. Your Decatur Bean Ballers still trail the River Dragons 10-5, entering the top of the sixth. Says thank you for listening here on the official YouTube channel for your Decatur Bean Ballers, where all the road games will be broadcasted live and free through the rest of this inaugural season. Truman, Griessel, Daniel, Herzog, we've been here with you. And it's not been the ideal game for the Bean Ballers, but 2 runs last inning. You've still got 4 innings to play with. Who knows?
Yeah, and the guy at the plate is responsible for the other 2 spot you put up, Jackson Miller, with that long home run back in the second. Still a chance for the Bean Ballers, especially against this River Dragons pitching staff.
Miller takes a first pitch breaking ball for a strike from Michael Barker. The 0-1 from Barker. Fastball in there, 0-2. Miller not happy about it. Barker came on, gave up 3 walks, but punched out a couple Bean Ballers to escape the 5th with just 2 runs yielded. Now gets a clean inning to start with here in the 6th. 0-2 now from Barker. Fouled off for Miller.
Yeah, if you're the Bean Ballers here, I would say you just try to do what you did last inning, where you had everyone reach until you got to the top of the order. It was just Geiss. If you could get Miller and Geiss aboard top of the order, a chance to eat more into this lead, that's really your best bet at having a chance to come back in this one.
Lays off a breaking ball in 0-2. Ball and 2 strikes from Barker. That homer from Miller was just his 3rd hit this season, and 2 of his 3 hits have now been extra base hits. He had a double a couple Sundays ago against the Aviators. 1-2. Breaking ball misses outside. Count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes apiece.
And that's back-to-back breaking balls that Barker's just trying to paint to Miller. Misses with both of them. Now he's got to find the zone sometime.
Barker out of the wind on 2-2. Watches a fastball right down the middle. And Jackson Miller's now struck out in back-to-back at-bats.
Yeah, ahead 0-2. You can really do what you want. So Barker throws a few that maybe brush the zone, miss it by not much on the breaking ball, and then just fastball right down the middle looks very different.
First pitch to Trevor Geist out in front of a breaking ball, strike 1. Geist was hit by a pitch last inning and eventually came around to score. The 0-1 from Barker. Another breaking ball. This one misses outside, 1-1. Bean Ballers will be back at home the next 2 days. Or, excuse me, be at home tomorrow against the Lucky Horseshoes, the duel on I-72, before they head west to Robin Roberts Stadium as Geist fouls one off the screen.
At Truman, they do play the same opponent the next 2 days.
Then Saturday, they're back at home, as this has been an alternating home-away week for the Bean Ballers against the Aviators before they finish up week 3 over in Burlington against the Bees. Geist holds up on a breaking ball in the dirt, 2-2. But it felt like, Daniel, coming into this week, this could have been a week that, if things go right for the Bean Ballers, it could have been a 5-1, maybe even 6-0 week.
Yeah, certainly. You can't blame the bats today. Only 2 hits, but several free passes handed out by pitching, as Geist now has worked a full count. Especially last inning, Bean Ballers had 4 walks, a hit by pitch, hoping for their first base runner today with Geist now, rather this inning.
Payoff pitch from Barker in the dirt, ball 4. So back-to-back plate appearances for Trevor Geist. He reaches on a free pass. And, I mean, to your point, Daniel, last inning they had bases loaded, 1 out. And then, I mean, you go back to the 3rd, they had runners at 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs, and it's been another one of those games that just haven't got that big hit yet. The lineup flips over for Brandon Abernathy. First pitch to him is outside. For Geist, it's just his 2nd walk drawn of the season. Pick back to first from Barker. Geist is in there safely.
The last hit by the Bean Ballers is actually a 2-out single by O'Neal Felice back in the 3rd. So no hits since then, but the Bean Ballers have plated 2 runs.
1-0. Inside 2-0. Abernathy himself drew a full count walk. He was the last batter that the starter for the River Dragons, Braxton Decker, faced. He came around to score on a wild pitch. Just trying to keep the line moving here in the 6th. Another pick back towards first. Guys dives back head first in safely. Two 2-0. Breaking ball at the knees for strike 1. Bean Ballers center field, originally from Huntington Beach, California, which, those of you not freshen up on your California geography, it lies pretty much in between LA and San Diego. As the 2-1 is a fastball right down the middle, 2-2. And that's also been another story tonight, Daniel. Bean Ballers have gotten in good counts. It also feels like they're letting a lot of good pitches go by.
Absolutely. Just 2 hits for Decatur, not attacking. They've been really patient, but when you're trailing at this volume.
2-2's grounded up the third baseline off the glove of a diving Hockman. Everybody's going to be safe. And something appears to be brewing here as Brandon Abernathy reaches on a single.
Yeah, the first base hit again for the Bean Ballers since a 2-out single from Felice back in the 3rd inning. And first and second, only 1 out. You got Flowers, Snitko, Felice, who have all been tough outs so far this season, so far tonight. Bean Ballers a chance to eat more into this deficit. You just got to keep these bats moving.
15th hit now for Brandon Abernathy. Brings in Isaac Flowers. He's drawn a couple of walks. Logan Studer went out to talk to Michael Barker. Flowers was the first one Barker faced when he came on last inning in the 5th. Flowers is able to draw a walk. First pitch, this at bat. He clubs one deep right field. Back is Mosher. He's onto the track. It's over his head and off the wall. Coming around is Geist. Arroyo will hold Abernathy, but it's an RBI double and the first career hit for Isaac Flowers.
Yeah, Truman, you talked about it. The Bean Ballers have had runners on base, just haven't gotten that big hit. That might be the big hit. Certainly not just a straw to break the camel's back. That one absolutely laced off the bat of Flowers, way ahead of this one. Clubs it. We thought that might get out, but instead now runners 2nd and 3rd. And the Bean Ballers have some life here in the 6th.
Flowers had 16 doubles and 46 RBIs at Lakeland College. He gets his first in both categories here. And now a man who's been known for his heroics, Jackson Snitko. Now with the Bean Ballers trailing just by 4, takes a breaking ball inside for ball 1. 10-6 in the middle of your order due up. Don't look now, folks, but a rally may be in order. Still no fat lady singing. 1-0 to Snitko. Fastball up, he went after it, took a hearty hack and missed.
He was certainly not just looking for 1 run back with that swing. A healthy cut. Let's see what he can do now. 1-1.
Already a pair of RBIs tonight for the first baseman, now up to a team-high 14. The 1-1 off the hands. Knows he missed a good pitch. Down a ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Snitko now in the hole 1-2, but certainly shouldn't be phased if you're a Bean Ballers fan seeing him in this hole. He was down 1-2, still tied the game against the Du Bois County Bombers back in the 9th inning on Sunday. Certainly someone who's comfortable even when he's in a rut against the pitcher.
1-2. Stays alive. Nice fastball from Barker. Snitko able to get a piece. Snitko, another California native. Santa Ana. 1-2 offering. Breaking ball in there. Strike 3 called. Barker fooled him. And it's the 4th strikeout of the outing for Michael Barker. That's one, Daniel, that Snitko was just fooled. He was sitting fastball all the way, and Barker pulled the string. So now here with 2 men on, 2 out in the 6th, C.J. Scheffel. Pinch hits for O'Neal Feliz. Feliz fouled a pitch off his foot and appears out of precaution. They're going to take him out of this game, and Scheffel takes a first pitch ball. Last time we saw Scheffel was on the last day of May 31st. He was 0 for 1 with a walk against the Aviators.
Certainly thrown right into the fire from Gabe Arroyo.
Trying to come through for his team. The 1-0 from Barker. Swing and a miss. Scheffel has just 3 at-bats, appearing in just his 3rd game. He has, though, scored a run. 2 outs. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. Pitch from Barker. Inside. 2-1 now to Scheffel. Springfield, Illinois native. Played sparingly at Eureka College this past spring. 2nd year in the Prospect League. Spent last year with the Springfield Lucky Horseshoes. 2-1 offering from Barker. Fastball on the outside corner for strike 2. And Barker 1 strike away from stranding another couple of runners.
A big borderline pitch going the way of Barker on the mound. Now 2-2 Scheffel has to protect.
Deuce is wild. 2 on, 2 out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. To Scheffel. Swing and a miss. Michael Barker gets him swinging. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Barker. He strands a pair, but the Beanballers chip into the deficit. We're headed to the home half of the 6th. The lead just at 4. 10-6 River Dragons here on the official YouTube channel for your Decatur Bean Ballers. Fifth pitcher of the night out of the bullpen for the Bean Ballers. It's Brandon Abernathy. Runs in from center field to swap places with Matthew Novominski, who goes out to center now. Abernathy, no pitching appearances as of yet, but his freshman year of college, was a two-way player at Irvine Valley College, so pitching is still relatively fresh in his mind, Daniel. But, hopefully it's not as stressful as Matthew Novominski's inning, but just trying to throw up a 0 and continue to try and chip away at this lead with the bats.
The Bean Ballers just got 1 back. They left runners on 2nd and 3rd last inning after getting 2 back and leaving the bases loaded in the 5th. So they're leaving opportunities out to dry, but they are getting runs back. So The offense is really going to have to pick it up, though, and more zeros are going to have to come from the bullpen.
First pitch from Abernathy is a ball inside to the right-handed hitting Adam Mosier. 0 for 3 tonight, but he did reach on an error and came around to score all the way back in the first inning. 1-0 from Abernathy off the hands, fouled off by Mosier. Ball and a strike. 7, 8, 9. Here in the 6th for the River Dragons, Mosier, Hartz, and Gore. Abernathy comes set, works out of the stretch on 1-1, chases the pitch in the dirt, does Mosier. Ball and 2 strikes. 6 runs on 4 hits with those costly 4 errors for the Bean Ballers. 10 runs on 7 hits, just 1 error so far for the River Dragons. 1-2 offering from the right-hander. In there, strike 3 called. Well, how about that for Brandon Abernathy? Comes in, gets a strikeout on his first batter.
Impressive for Abernathy, and it might be something that, should this continue, Gabe Arroyo might want to keep in his back pocket the way he has with Jackson Snitko, possibly playing them 2 ways, especially if you can just get out at times. That's really all you need.
Ryan Hartz, he's reached base all 3 times, and in the first pitch, dribbles it through the hole on the right side into right field. So he's now reached base 4 times and collects his first hit with a 1-out base runner.
Yeah, this pitch from Abernathy, that one at the knees, but going down to get it. Hart's a good piece of hitting. Not a bad pitch, not a bad location from Abernathy, but just goes down and gets it and pieces it through the right side the other way for a base hit.
13th hit, now a Baker's dozen from Ryan Hartz. Now Brandon Gore, he himself already has a pair of singles tonight. He's also driven in a run. First pitch from Abernathy. Off the hands, dribbled towards second. Flowers has it. He goes to second for 1. Frebiette over to first, and it's a wide throw. Miller there to back it up, so it's just a 4-6 fielder's choice, but 2 outs in the 6th.
Yeah, I think that's one that Frebiette just needs to put in his pocket. I don't think he really had a chance of getting Gore at first anyway, but it's good to get the out. Flowers did a great job giving him a nice throw. And no harm, no foul, at least on this one, as Gore doesn't move up. He's still on first base with 2 outs now.
Charlie Berry, the leadoff hitter tonight. 5th plate appearance so far. He himself has reached base 3 times. He takes the first pitch strike. He has 1 hit. It was hit number for Berry on the season. It was his 6th hit. Led off the game and started that 6-run first. 0-1, dribble to the right side, off the glove of Snitko. Flowers is there, he collects, and he throws out Berry. Heads up play from Isaac Flowers, retires the side, and it's a 0 thrown up from Brandon Abernathy. We're headed to the 7th. Ballers trying to chip back into that 4-run deficit. Next. Daniel, while we enter the final third of this interleague matchup, Bean Ballers out of the Eastern Conference in the Prospect League, River Dragons out of the Western Conference. Let's hop in the car real quick, take a trip around the Prospect League. League-wide, the Kokomo Creek Chubs, 11-3 winners over the Lafayette Aviators. Currently up in Quincy, Illinois, just a little bit up the road here from Alton. The Doggy Paddlers lead the Clinton Lumber Kings 10-6, bottom of the 7th there. Identical score to this one. Champion City took down the Terre Haute Rex 4-3 in extra innings. Johnstown Millrats getting it done over the Pistol Shrimp 10-3, top of the 9th there. Normal Corn Belters up on the Chillicothe Paints 7-5, entering the top of the 8th. DuBois County Bombers up 3-0, top 5 over in Danville. Dan's lost to the Bean Ballers last night. Lucky Horseshoes, who will come to Decatur tomorrow, up 5-2 on the Burlington Bees, who the Bean Ballers will see on Sunday. Cape Catfish, the defending champs, they are slugging their way to another victory, 13-3 over the O'Fallon Hoots of O'Fallon, Missouri. And then the Jackson Rockabillies down to the Thrillville Thrillbillies, 11-6, top 6. But here we go. Top of the 7th. It's 5, 6, and 7. Bean Ballers trailing by 4. First pitch from Michael Barker. Upstairs to Caleb Kreider for a ball. Kreider, Febrilette, and Maldonado. Trying to just put up another run. 1-0. Cut on and missed. 1-1. Kreider reached on a walk his last time up. He's also lined out and grounded out.
Yeah, Truman with all the walks, the runners left on bases, the errors in this one. I'm not surprised we made it back from that trip around the Prospect League in time for this one to still be in action.
Yeah, we worked around the road closures. The construction may have gone 3 to 5 miles per hour over the speed limit, but we got it back. Breaking ball in there, strike 2. Barker working quickly. Kreider fouls the 1-2 offering back into the net. While Kreider has not tallied a hit tonight, that walk has now let him reach base. Now in all 11 games he has played in. It was his 9th walk drawn of the season. He's now second just to Matthew Novominski. Another 1-2. Breaking ball cut on and missed. Well, how impressive has Michael Barker been? He had 3 strikeouts last inning. He's now got 6 through not even 3 innings.
Yeah, just right on top of the breaking ball is Kreider there. You talked about it. Barker's been really sharp out of the bullpen. You know, the Bean Ballers have put 3 runs on the board since he's been out. Not all 3 charged to him, but just been something reliable as his offense has cooled off.
First pitch fastball to Moises Febrilette outside. 1-0 from Barker. Breaking ball hit high in the air, deep to left field, back at the wall, and Hart is going to watch this one fly. How do you do? Moises Febrilette, he leaves the yard, and the deficit now at 3.
Wow, absolutely tattooed 346 feet. Traveled that ball, and it leaves the yard here. Moises Febrilette, a great way to sort of right his wrongs. Few errors on the day. It's been a frustrating day for him so far, but now joining the Bean Ballers with a bang.
There's another run. Now 3 consecutive innings the Bean Ballers have scored in. 3 consecutive innings. They put up 2 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, now 1 here in the 7th. They draw tail 10-7. And it's Misael Maldonado. Takes the first pitch up and in for ball 1. He flied out to deep left last time up against Barker. Could the Caribbean Bros go back-to-back? Fastball below the zone, 2-0. Febrilette hit 4 homers at Fisher College. Maldonado hit 14 at the New Mexico Military Institute. On 2-0, broken bat, dribbler to third. Hockman has it, low throw, a couple of bounces, and somehow Maldonado is thrown out. A little bit of a chuckle, Daniel. It seemed like out of the naked eye, Maldonado beat it, but the skipper from Hockman does the job.
Yeah, if you aren't going to get it there on the fly, at least make sure you can get it to be something manageable, I guess, as Hockman got it to wheel on a few bounces, but was something he could field rather than catch at first. Close play.
Jackson Miller's first pitch hacking, fouls it off. He had already homered tonight as Febrilette joins Miller in the home run category. But his last 2 times up, both strikeouts. Right-hander Barker out of the windup on 0-1. Fastball runs away from him, 1-1. One from Barker. Breaking ball just below the zone for ball 2. Miller choking up on the bat. trying to just shorten up and extend this inning. Left-handed hitting catcher. 2-1 pitch outside. 3 balls and a strike with Trevor Geis standing on deck. Three-one delivery from Barker. Tattooed right center field. Back at the track, and this one is going to be up against the wall. Miller's to second. He'll stop there. And it's the second base, extra base hit of the night for the catcher. Puts a 2-out runner in scoring position.
Yeah, Truman, I thought this one might leave the yard absolutely laced, but it's right out in right center field where it seems like the two fence walls meet, sort of like a corner, not quite long out there, but that one absolutely blasted, and Miller hustling hard. He's on second base, almost took the turn to third, but the Bean Ballers still in business. Runner on second, 2 outs, chance to cut further into this deficit should they just get a base hit here.
And out of the first base dugout is manager Gerard Brissenden, and that'll do it for Barker. Some loud contact as he exits his night. And Daniel, you know, one of the great things about being in the Prospect League is this year, Prospect League-wide, all 20 teams have TrackMan installed at their home field. And would you believe me if I told you if that ball off the bat of Jackson Miller went 20 feet farther than Moises Februet's home run?
I would certainly believe you. It was hit to a further part in the ballpark, and it was absolutely scorched, also on a line. But, yeah, just loud contact for both of them. One leaves the yard, one stays in the park just by the tiniest bit. But the Bean Ballers in business. It just goes to show, like, yes, there have been opportunities that had they made up on. This could be a tie game. The Bean Ballers could be in the driver's seat, but still the game is far from over with 2 more innings to play after this, and the Bean Ballers a chance to eat more into this lead just this inning.
It is crazy, and again, not saying it's a guarantee the Bean Ballers are going to come back, but trailing by 3, it still feels like they're down by 10 runs.
It still does, yes.
It still does, but they have scratched, clawed, chewed their way to this 3-run deficit. The closest it's been since it was 6-3. Keaton Favre, the right-hander, out of Highland, Illinois. He's a Leatherneck, Western Illinois. That's where he goes to college. He's making his 3rd appearance of the summer. He's got a 54 ERA in just the 3 outs he has collected. No strikeouts. And he's yielded just 1 hit. It's been walks that have been his issue.
Bean Ballers, again, still don't scratch your eyes. There's still a chance. Runner on second. Trevor Geis at the plate. And should he go down, the Bean Ballers will still have their top of the order due up next inning. Should he reach, Miller possibly scores. The Bean Ballers possibly down 2 at the end of this one.
6 walks across the 2 appearances for Favre. He gave up 4 runs in 2/3 of an inning against the Cape Catfish. His first offering to Trevor Geis runs outside for ball 1. Geist has now batted in 3 straight innings. His previous 2, he's reached on a hit by pitch and a walk and came around to score both times. Tying run is on deck for the Bean Ballers. 1-0 pitch from Favre inside. His last time out came a week ago, also against the Cape Catfish. Gave up 2 runs on 1 hit, recorded just 1 out. Hitters count for Geis. 2-0. Swing and a miss. Jackson Miller stands at second. He had a ringing double the last batter Michael Barker faced. He's responsible for him. Already 1 home in the inning on the Moises Februet home run. 2-1 from Favre. Runs inside near the hands. 3-1. Brandon Abernathy looms on deck.
Yeah, Favre, a lot of velocity on that fastball. High 80s. Certainly upper echelon for the arms here in the Prospect League.
Favre comes set. He delivers. Outside ball 4. And the tying run comes to the plate.
Be that as it may, struggling to find the strike zone the first hitter he faces. And now 2 on for the top of the Bean Ballers order.
Give credit to Trevor, guys. He came today with just 1 walk. He's drawn 2 and also gotten hit. He's found a way to get on base. Abernathy, the tying run. First pitch to him, hits him. Bases are now loaded here in the 7th. The team that has hit the second most amount of players has hit another here for the River Dragons, and it loads the bases for Keegan Farnes. Pinch hitting for Isaac Flowers. Oh. It's favor. Is that how you say it? No, for us, it's a pinch hitter. Oh, you are pinch hitting? Oh, number 1. So Keegan Farnes pinch hits here. And he represents, unbelievably, the go-ahead run. We saw him miss a homer by 6 inches in the win Sunday. Favor out of the windup. First pitch is low. 1-0. Farnes with the bases full of beans. Beans are in the pod. 1-0. Inside 2-0.
Pods are full, nowhere to put him, and struggling to find the zone. Now, 6 of the 7 pitches for Favor have missed.
Farnes hitting .273, 9 hits in his 33 at-bats. Does have 3 RBIs. A 2-0 behind the left-handed hitting Farnes. Here comes to the plate Miller. He will score standing up, and the tying run moves into scoring position.
Truman, you mentioned at the beginning of this inning, it just feels like the Bean Ballers are trailing by more than they actually are. This is now a 2-run game with the tying run in scoring position and the run to take the lead at the plate. And now 5 runs unanswered for the Bean Ballers to cut this to a 2-run game.
Farnes did not play yesterday. Talked about he was 2 for 4 on Sunday. Did drive in a run against the Bombers. Drove in 8 at Quincy this past collegiate season. Have to imagine no green light here, up 3-0. Especially with Jackson Snitko looming on deck.
And especially with Favor, a walk, a hit by pitch, now 3-0 the count to Farnes.
And the 3-0, outside ball 4. Bases are loaded back up for Jackson Snitko. It's Snitko time.
Yeah, certainly the guy you want at the plate for the Bean Ballers in this situation. And a chance for him to rewrite the wrong from last time up. Struck out looking on a breaking ball with the bases juiced. And the Bean Ballers ended up striking out TJ Scheffel, pinch hitting next time to end the inning and leave the bases juiced. So the Bean Ballers have certainly had opportunities. Can Snitko now come through after all that has gone wrong for Decatur? Again, this is a game they trailed 10-3. Now it's 10-8.
Well, just as quickly as Favor's night started, it has ended. 2 walks and a hit by pitch. Call to the bullpen yet again, bringing in a lefty to face Snitko. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll step aside. 10-8. Ballers trail the River Dragons here on the official YouTube channel for your Decatur Bean Ballers. It's the lefty Brandon Wise. Second call to the bullpen of the inning for Alton, making his 4th appearance of the mound and trying to get this final out of the 7th and strand the tying run at second base. Danley pitched on Saturday against Thrillville. Did not go well. 8 runs on 7 hits, recorded just 5 outs. But really all he's worried about is finding one here in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, this is just shaping up to be a heartbreaker either way, whether the Bean Ballers falls short or whether yet again the River Dragons fall. This is a team that has already been run ruled 5 times this season, and it looked for a second like Alton might be on the right side of a run rule this time, but no, it's been bite-sized comebacks each inning since the 5th. 2 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th for the Bean Ballers, and the last 2 innings for the River Dragons bats have amounted to nothing. So now bases juiced, exactly who you want on the plate. Snitko switching around to the right side.
The switch hitter in Snitko. He'll bat for the right side for the first time tonight. Has driven in 2 runs. He's also walked twice. No hits as of yet, though. Standing at third is Trevor Geis. Brandon Abernathy, the tying run at second. Keegan Farnes, the go-ahead run at first. Lefty Wise out of the stretch. First pitch to Snitko. In there for a strike. Snitko got frozen on a curveball from Michael Barker last time up in the 6th. That strikeout came with runners at second and third, trying to redeem himself. Wise now steps off, wants the sign again from his catcher Logan Studer. "14 RBIs for Snitko. 0-1 from Wise. In the dirt, blocked by Studer. Heck of a block from Logan Studer to keep all the runners at bay. Count is even, a ball and a strike. 2 runs already home here in the 7th. Bean Ballers have cut the deficit to just 2. 10-8 they trail. 1-1 from Wise. Upstairs to Snitko, 2-1.
Yeah, it's just a huge, huge at-bat. All the opportunities the Bean Ballers have passed up, leaving the bases loaded and just leaving runners on base. All the errors in the field, a chance to right all that here. You don't want to pass this one up.
Hitters count, 2 balls and a strike. Change-up in there on the corner. Heck of a pitch from Wise. 1 strike away.
And if you're Snitko, you've been a comfortable hitter so far this season with 2 strikes. Just got to protect. Can't have caught looking twice.
2-2 from the lefty. Curveball popped up on the infield. Hockman and Barry converge. It's the shortstop Barry. He's got it. And the side is retired. Bases are left stranded. 2 runs come home. Time to stretch. 10-8 River Dragons headed to the 7th. Well, we've stretched here in Alton, Illinois. Interleague matchup between the Alton River Dragons and the Decatur Bean Ballers. And slowly but surely, the Bean Ballers have been chipping away. But Daniel, yet another inning. A couple of runners left stranded. Bases loaded left stranded. Jackson Snetko couldn't come through here at Lloyd Hopkins Field. And now Brandon Abernathy back out for the bottom of the 7th, trying to throw up another 0 like he did last inning.
Yeah, for the Bean Ballers, that's the 3rd inning in a row that you leave runners on 2nd and 3rd. The 2nd time in 3 innings you leave the bases juiced. A ton of missed opportunities. But again, this one still isn't over. Brandon Abernathy was very sharp on the mound in his 1st inning of work, hoping to hang yet another 0 on the board for the Bean Ballers.
2-3-4, Jake Ottensmeyer, Ethan Wielt, and Logan Studer due up. Left-hander Ottensmeyer, first time facing Abernathy. First pitch, tails away. 1-0. Ottensmeyer's reached base 3 times, twice via a walk. 1-0 in there for a strike. 1-1. What's at stake? Bean Ballers trying to win their 3rd game in a row and get back to 500 at 7-7. River Dragons starting to try to climb themselves out of the 1-12 pit they've dug themselves into. It's the 1-1 offering. Outside again, 2-1 to the big lefty Ottensmeyer. 6 foot 190 out of Highland, Illinois. 2-1. Grounded towards 3rd, foul, barely. Outside the 3rd base bag. 2-2.
Inches foul on that one. Possibly just the width of a baseball, if that. A big 2nd strike, though. And now having to protect 2-2 Ottensmeyer.
Abernathy working out of the stretch. Deep breath. Fires. Blocked by Miller. In the dirt. Full count.
Yeah, Abernathy, not a big guy. Only 5'9", but has plenty of arm strength. We've already seen his arm out in the outfield. We're seeing it tonight on the mound.
Payoff pitch. Slap to the left side and through into left field. First hit of the night for Ottensmeyer. And it's a leadoff man on in the home half of the 7th.
Yeah, not a bad pitch by Abernathy, not giving in and giving up a free pass, but just offered at, and you mentioned it, just slapped the other way through that big hole between short and 3rd.
3rd hit of the year now for Ottensmeyer. Brings in Ethan Wielt. First pitch from Abernathy, fouled off. Wielt is driven in a run tonight on an RBI single all the way back in the 3rd inning. He reached on a walk, though, his last time up and was stranded there. 0-1 inside. Wielt, originally out of Mount Vernon, Illinois. 34 games this past season at Webster University. Ottensmeyer taking off for 2nd. Miller's throw down on a hop. Diving play, not in time. Miller can't believe it. Keegan Farnes can't believe it. Gabe Roy out of the dugout to argue his case.
Yeah, to his credit, Ottensmeyer, a textbook slide from him towards the back of the bag, meaning Farnes fielding the throw on a hop from Miller has to then go all the way across to the backside of the bag. Questionable call, but certainly forcing the hand with a great slide from Ottensmeyer.
Ottensmeyer's first stolen base of the summer. River Dragons came in with the 5th least amount of stolen bags, just the 24th successful swiping of another base. But it puts a man in scoring position. And Ethan Wielt ahead in the count, 2-1. Wielt flares it up the middle. Diving play by Farnes. It gets by him into center. Ottensmeyer moves up the 90 feet. And it puts runners at the corners for Logan Studer.
Yeah, that one certainly not sharply hit. It looked like Farnes might not have had the best read on it. Dives at it. This one Drops in front of him, bounces off his glove into shallow center. Novomensky picks it up quickly, so no advancement from Ottensmeyer trying to score home.
Leading hitter now for the River Dragons has 16 hits. Studer 0 for 3 tonight with a walk drawn and a pickoff attempt. Goes wide of first. Runner comes in. And up to second base is Ethan Wilt. 5th error for the Bean Ballers makes it now 11-8 River Dragons.
Yeah, just an absolute gut punch from the Bean Ballers, who have been fighting their way back tooth and nail. Snitko just not able to secure it on the mound. At first, he's actually going to get the error on that one.
Puts a runner at second base. Still nobody out in the inning. First pitch to Studer. Runs inside of the righty. Studer did walk and come around to score back in the first. 1-0 delivery from Abernathy upstairs above the zone. 2 balls and no strikes. Studer just 1 RBI in his 3 previous games up to this point. Trying to come through and answer the 2 runs the Bean Ballers put up in the top half of this inning. And he's in a great hitter's count. Another fastball tails inside to the righty, 3-0.
Yeah, Abernathy never really ended up in a hitter's count back in his first inning of work. This time, been a little harder for him to find the zone. He's already handed out a free pass and now in danger of handing out a second one this inning with still nobody out.
Griffin Kelly stands on deck. 3-0 up near the dome. Ball 4. 3 straight hitters have now reached to start the home half of the 7th for the River Dragons. What a night it's been for Griffin Kelly. 2 for 2, including a double. He's also walked twice. Has not been retired. First pitch to Abernathy. Outside. He's now missed with 5 straight. One-0 pitch in there. Ball and a strike. Kelly has not grounded into a double play ball yet this season. Abernathy would love one. The 1-1. High and away. 2-1. Abernathy gives a check to second. Now fires. Upstairs. 3-1. Cole Hockman on deck. Still nobody out in the inning. Kreider and Snitko, the corners, hugging the line, trying to play no doubles. Double play depth up the middle from Frebriette and Farnes. The 3-1. In there. Count has now gone full through the left-handed slugger.
Yeah, and if you're Abernathy, just give him something to put in play, possibly get a double play out of. Get out of this inning with as little damage as possible.
Payoff pitch is sliced foul. Kelly will stay alive for at least another.
With who the Bean Ballers have coming up in the 8th. Novomensky, Kreider, Moises Febriette. Plenty capable of continuing to try to eat into this lead. Just got to keep this at 1.
Buffalo Grove, Illinois native. Payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4. Bases are now loaded with still nobody out. And out of the dugout comes Gabe Arroyo. We might see a pitching change here in the 7th. trying to keep this game within striking distance are the Bean Ballers. Doesn't feel like they deserve to be this close, but this is how the game has gone. Arroyo's not made a move to the bullpen. Maybe this is just one of those managerial come out and talk and fire up his team.
Yeah, Caleb Kreider, the third baseman, was taking off his arm sleeve, and it looked like Abernathy just handed him the ball. So it does look like we might have a shuffle around the infield, people in different positions, but Abernathy gave you a nice first inning, but now into trouble. Bases loaded, nobody out. Bean Ballers looked, you had bases loaded, 2 outs, and tying run in scoring position for Decatur, and now looks like this one possibly might slip away from them if they aren't careful.
Keegan Farnes, the second baseman, will move to third. Abernathy will take over at second. But we will step aside. Kreider getting his warm-up tosses in. Bases loaded, nobody out. Ballers trail 11-8. Caleb Kreider takes over for Brandon Abernathy, who recorded 3 outs, gave up 3 hits, struck out 1, walked 2. He's already given up 1 run and responsible for all 3 guys that are out there on the bases for the River Dragons. Ethan Wielt at third, Logan Studer at second, and Griffin Kelly, who just draw a walk at first. Kreider trying to, hopefully he brought his fire extinguisher. First pitch to Cole Hockman. Fastball inside for strike 1. Hockman has a hit tonight. It was a 2-run single back in the first. The 0-1. Way upstairs. Hockman leaning out of the way.
Yeah, if you're Kreider here, you're sleeping in a bed you didn't make. It's just not really much pressure for him. Bases loaded. Just play freely. Throw strikes. Let your defense do its job.
Broken bat. Look out. Shrapnel on the infield. No casualties. And it's a foul ball.
We've had
4, 5 broken bats?
Yeah, an uncharacteristic amount of broken bats here tonight
Might need to get the lumber mill up and going.
at Lloyd Roberts Field.
So, while Cole Hockman chooses a new stick, he likes the one, picks it up, feels good in his hands. He's down a ball and 2 strikes against Caleb Kreider. Out of the windup. The 1-2 hits him. Another run will score. It's now 12-8 Alton.
Yeah, that's just something. Worst case scenario with a 1-2 count, you give up a base hit maybe, but hitting the guy who you have in the hole 1-2 now, another run comes to plate and you don't get an out.
Third RBI of the night. And the first pitch by Adam Mosier, line to left. Geist has it. Throw home, not going to be in time. Another run scores. It's a sac fly for Adam Mosier.
Yeah, see, at least that's something you get an out on, albeit a run does come to score, and now it's much less manageable for the Bean Ballers. Yet again.
Deficit now back to 5. First pitch to Ryan Hartz almost hits him. 1-0. For Mosier, it's his 4th RBI. That hit by pitch from Hockman. For him, it drove in his 3rd. All 3 RBIs he's had have come tonight. It's another pitch outside. 2-0 to Ryan Hartz. He singled his last time up, and he's reached base in all 4 at-bats. He's gotten hit, drawn a walk, reached on a fielder's choice. 2-0. Fastball outside, 3-0. After the Bean Ballers put up 2 in the top of the 7th, they had the tying run at second base. They now find themselves trailing by 5. 13-8, bottom of the 7th. A 3-0 from Kreider. Fastball misses, and it's a walk.
Yeah, I think Hartz at the plate even thought that one caught the zone. He hesitated before tossing his bat to the side and trotting over to first base. And runners now move up, bases back juiced. But again, that's the benefit of a sac fly. You do end up giving up the run, but you had a base empty. Now you don't.
It's now Brandon Gore with the bases juiced. Fastball, strike 1. River's full of dragons for Gore. He's got a pair of hits tonight. He's also driven in a run. Kreider working quickly. 0-1. Flare down the right field line into foul territory. Long run. Snitko, he won't get there. And it's 0-2. Gore trying to get his first 3-hit game of the summer. Down in the count, though, no balls and 2 strikes. Kreider delivers. Upstairs. Gore came in as the 2nd leading hitter for the River Dragons, and he's added to that. 2 more hits have put him up to 9. The 1-2. Smack to the left side and through into left. 1 runs home. Geist is up with it. That's all that'll score. And it's now 14-8, Alton.
Yeah, so at the start of this inning, the Bean Ballers down just 2. Now 4 runs in the inning for the River Dragons. And if you're Decatur and you're not careful, albeit this would be catastrophic, but if 4 more runs come across in this inning, that would do it. Still only 1 out, bases still juiced for the River Dragons.
The technical go-ahead run, or game-winning run, stands at the plate in Charlie Berry, and he hacks and fouls off a breaking ball. It was Gore's 2nd RBI of the night. First 3-hit game. He's now got 7 RBIs and now 10 hits. 0-1 from Kreider. Dribble to the left side. Scoop by Farnes. He goes to 2nd for 1. Abernathy over to 1st. In time for 2. A slick 5-4-3 double play ends the 7th, but the River Dragons put up 4. Bean Ballers, they're down to their final 6 outs, and they're trailing by 6 runs here on the official YouTube channel for your Decatur Bean Ballers. 14-8, headed to the 8th.
A tumultuous clash between the Decatur Bean Ballers and Alton River Dragons. Start of the 8th, 14-8. The River Dragons lead. Bean Ballers had been sort of piecing back piece by piece. 2 runs in the 5th, 1 run in the 6th, 2 runs in the 7th, but then 4 spot in the 7th for the River Dragons. Have this at a 6-run game. Matthew Novominski now up to the plate. Still on the mound, Brandon Wise, the lefty, for the River Dragons, as ball 1, a breaking ball, misses to Novominski.
Yeah, it's one of those games that just makes you love baseball even more. You've never seen anything like this.
The 1-0 home to Novominski. That one drops in there for strike 1. For Wise, he got the last out, a big out. Came in, faced Jackson Snitko in the 7th, and got Snitko to pop out to end a 2-run inning and leave the bases loaded for the Bean Ballers. The 1-1 home to Novominski, reached out, pokes this one right side. A jumping catch made by the first baseman, Ethan Wielt. A nice play for out number 1. Bean Ballers down to their final 5 outs now.
Yeah, it wasn't hit all that hard, just a curveball out in front of. Nice little hop over there at first for some style from Wielt. Gets the first out, gets the job done on a little flare.
Now, with that being said, should Wielt not have caught that, Brandon Gore was right behind him. Not sure if they would have gotten Novominski at first, if it would have fallen in front of Gore, but possibly would have stayed up for Gore. Now up to the plate, Caleb Kreider, the third baseman for the Bean Ballers. Rather, third baseman dash P, because he pitched for the Bean Ballers in this one. 1-0, he's ahead in the count. Wise deals the next pitch. That one misses away. 2-0 now the count to Kreider.
You know, it just felt like, Daniel, we were due for a game like this. Last about 4 games, maybe 5 games for the Bean Ballers have all been sub 3 hours, 2.5, and we're well over the 3-hour mark in this one.
The 2-0 home to Kreider. That one a breaking ball in there for strike 1. 2-1 now the count. Yeah, to think Bean Ballers had Parker Phillips on the mound. You're facing a team that's 1-12 so far on the season, has been run-ruled several of those 12 losses. You think you might have this one in the bag, but Phyllis only goes 1 inning, gives up 6 runs. And the River Dragons have really been in the driver's seat since then. The Bean Ballers have cut it to 2, but have immediately been spurted back out to 6 as it is now, swinging and missing the 2-2. Now the count to Kreider, dealing home Wise. That one taken, ball outside, count goes full to Kreider.
Yeah, it's one of those games that ultimately you chalk it up that Bean Ballers didn't deserve to win this game. River Dragons were the better team. And it started on the mound, transitioned to the plate, and the River Dragons capitalized on the mistakes that the Bean Ballers made.
So full count now to Kreider, dealing home Wise. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Kreider's down on strikes. So now down to their final 4 outs are the Decatur Bean Ballers, and the batter is Moises Febriet. Febriet making his debut with the Decatur Bean Ballers. It's been an up and down day. Has a pair of errors, a pair of strikeouts, but his last time up he blasted a solo home run to left field back in the 7th. The first pitch to him, that one taken downstairs for ball 1.
Yeah, it was a nice piece of contact, blasted out to left. That was a good swing after kind of 3 ugly at-bats from Febriet.
Reached on an error his first time up. Ended up scoring on a Jackson Miller home run. The 1-0, that one ahead of the breaking ball, now 1-1. One and one. Now the count to Moises Febriet. The pitch. That one taken upstairs, 2-1. Wise from the stretch. The 2-1 home. That one swung on and missed. Strike 2.
Yeah, Brandon Wise has come in, mixed his fastball, a little bit of a changeup. He's been good. He's just coming to get outs. He's pitching confidently with this big lead.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases empty for Briette at the plate. Wise deals. That one lined, but caught right at the shortstop, Charlie Berry. Makes the backhand catch. And the Bean Ballers go 1-2-3 in the 8th. We go to the bottom half of the 8th. River Dragons still firmly in the driver's seat, up 14-8. Bottom of the 8th here at Lloyd Roberts Field in Alton, Illinois. The Alton River Dragons ahead of the Decatur Bean Ballers, 14-8 in this one. Caleb Kreider still on the mound. He got the final 3 outs. Back in the 7th. First pitch, that one misses for a ball. Jake Ottensmeyer now takes strike 1, 1-1 the count. Kreider to Ottensmeyer. Next pitch fouled off to the left, out of play 1-2. Kreider from the windup, the 1-2 to Ottensmeyer. He delivers that one. Pieced to third. Farnes has it, tosses it over to Snitko with plenty of time, and there's out number 1 for Caleb Kreider.
You know, wherever Keegan Farnes is at, plays a nice infield position. You saw last inning him and Brandon Abernathy. Who would have thought that would have been on your 2026 Decatur Bean Ballers bingo card? A 5-4-3 double play. Keegan Farnes to Brandon Abernathy to Jackson Snitko.
Yeah, Abernathy normally playing in the outfield as this one's grounded. Diving stop. Instead, it gets through Abernathy and into center field, so it's a base hit for Ethan Wheel, his 3rd of the day. And a runner is aboard with 1 out here in the 8th for the River Dragons.
Yeah, Wheel just continues to swing it well. He's now hits in 9 of his 10 games, and already his 3rd 3-hit game now of the summer.
So now Logan Studer swings and misses at the first pitch from Kreider. Studer 0 for 3 on the day, a trio of flyouts, but does have a pair of walks as well. The 0-1 home, that one upstairs, ball 1. Studer walked and scored his last time up, also walked and scored in the first inning. The 1-1, that one flied out to shallow right. Abernathy ranging over from second, making the catch for out number 2. So now 2 away with still 1 on here in the last of the 8th.
Well, it's just been a good job from Kreider. I mean, you know, you don't want to analyze these position players too much, be like, oh, you know, they're falling off, or, you're not getting enough, whip on your curveball because, again, these guys don't normally pitch, so it's all about just getting outs and applauding when they do.
Now up to the plate. That next one in the dirt behind Griffin Kelly. Moving up to second base on the wild pitch is Ethan Wilt. For Kelly today, he's been a thorn in the Bean Ballers' side. 2 for 2, a double and a single, but a trio of walks and a pair of runs on the day. 1-0 home from Greider. That one in there for strike one. Hoping to retire Kelly for the first time today are the Bean Ballers. Ironically, he has made an out on the base path, was caught stealing by Jackson Miller as he lines this one out to left, tailing away from the left fielder Schultz, who makes a running catch for out number 3. A nice running play made by Brandon Schultz, who loses his hat in the process. He'll go back to collect that, but we go to the 9th inning. Bean Ballers down to their final 3 outs, hoping to bring the bats alive one final time here at Lloyd Roberts Field. Well, it's been an odd one so far here at Lloyd Hopkins Field tonight between the Alton River Dragons and your Decatur Bean Ballers. Thank you for tuning in. You're listening to the official YouTube channel of those Decatur Bean Ballers. Bean Ballers trail by 6, 14-8, set to start the 9th. 7-8-9 due up for the Bean Ballers. Misael Maldonado, Jackson Miller, and Trevor Geiss. The trio have combined to reach base 3 times. But Maldonado up to the plate, yet to reach safely. Takes ball 1 from Brandon Wise, still on the mound, the lefty, looking for the final 3 outs for the Alton River Dragons. Kick and deal the 1-0. That one taken at the knees for a strike to Maldonado. The infield back, the 1-1, that one blooped out in the air in shallow left. A few players giving chase, ranging over and making the catch is the left fielder, Ryan Hartz. So Maldonado is out number 1.
Just wasn't the Bean Ballers night, but again, I mean, that's the beauty of baseball, is obviously until you get to the postseason. But in the regular season, tomorrow is guaranteed, and, well, tomorrow they'll be back at home where they have been a whole lot better than they have been on the road. I mean, you had a chance here tonight, get your 7th win. They still have 2 outs to play with, but I think this one is just quickly forget it, that 2-hour bus ride home. It'll be quiet, but I think you quickly forget it because you got your rival tomorrow for back-to-back games on the duel on I-72.
So now Jackson Miller up to the plate, the Bean Ballers catcher tonight. First pitch taken low and away for ball 1. Miller, he's got a pair of strikeouts, but those are sandwiched between 2 extra base hits. A 2-run home run back in the 2nd. An RBI double his last time up in the 7th. The 1-0 home from Wise. That one another breaking ball instead. This one drops in for a strike, 1-1 now the count.
You think of any sandwiches that are really good bread, horrible insides. I'm not trying to throw shade at anybody, but Subway was the first one to mind.
Interesting, yeah. No, I can't, but I would actually, this is exactly what my mind went to when you, Truman, mentioned sandwiches, because you are one of those people.
Don't you dare say Jersey Mike's qualifies in this situation.
No, I wasn't. I wouldn't go that far
That
with
is,
you.
no.
I was going
That's
to point,
more of a Griffin Kelly kind of sandwich.
I was going to point out the fact that you have peanut butter sandwiches. Not peanut butter and jelly, just peanut butter sandwiches. Just really interesting to me. I wouldn't necessarily say it's an awful thing in between two good things, but certainly not my cup of tea. So now 2-2 the count to Miller. 1 out here in the top of the ninth. Bean Ballers trailing the Alton River Dragons 14-8. Wise deals the 2-2. That one taken downstairs. Ball 3. When the Bean Ballers came in today, Matthew Novominski was the only one on the roster with a home run with his trio of long balls so far this season. And since then, Miller, Moises Febriet have both gone yard as Miller draws ball 4, and he's aboard with 1 out.
You know, I would just say to defend all peanut butter sandwiches, well, have you had it before?
Yes.
Okay. See, but the thing is like peanut butter is great. I'm not a jelly guy, and let's be honest, you get kind of not thick pieces of bread. The jelly gets it soggies up the bread.
That's an interesting take, Truman. I didn't necessarily consider that. I just feel like the jelly is the fun, and the peanut butter just it feels a little boring to me, a little flat by itself. As Trevor Geis golfs this one into shallow right field, ranging over and making the catch is Adam Moser. So now the Bean Ballers down to their final out. And it's the top of the order for Decatur. Brandon Abernathy now at the plate.
Well, we can agree that Subway is the aforementioned good bread, not very good insides.
I don't know if I necessarily would go that far, but of the sandwich places, Subway, Jimmy John's, certainly don't want to insult Jersey Mike's. So, yeah, I'll agree with that. Certainly, Truman. We've agreed on something. It's good. We're now in.
We may not agree on much.
We're now in our 14th game of the season, and Truman, Griessel, and I have now agreed.
We have agreed on something.
So now 0-1 the count to Abernathy. He's reached his last 4 times, a pair of hit by pitches, which sandwich a walk and a single for him.
Now that's like an ice cream sandwich.
Yeah. But with ice cream sandwiches, especially ice cream cookie sandwiches, those are like good things that sandwich good things.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So now 1-1 the count to Abernathy. Miller still on first base. Wise peeks at Miller, now deals home the 1-1. That one inside for ball 2.
At this point in the game with the Bean Ballers, I would probably put their winning chances at about 0.1%, but you still got 1 out, and you just keep the line of moving.
Wise peeking at first, now deals home the 2-1. That one lined up the middle, caught a diving stop by the second baseman, Brandon Gore. Full extension for out number 3. So after a crazy, hectic one here at Lloyd Hopkins Field in Alton, it's the host River Dragons with their second win on the year, taking down your Decatur Bean Ballers 14-8 in this one. It's been a tumultuous one, back and forth. It seemed the Bean Ballers might fully come back in this one, but too little too late for Decatur, never fully able to get out of the hole. They dug themselves a 6-run first inning, vaults the Alton River Dragons over the Decatur Bean Ballers. So from Daniel Herzog, my broadcast partner Truman Griessel, it's been a fun one here so far at Lloyd Hopkins Field. The Bean Ballers will be back home tomorrow against the Springfield Lucky Horseshoes. You can catch that one on Home Team Network before they hit the road and visit the Horseshoes, the third rendition of the duel on I-72. Friday night, we'll be back on this YouTube